The sun set once again on another part of the world, a different region, and of course, another CGL Friday night Overwatch. Hello, everyone. My name is Sam Tonks. Joining me here on the desk is going to be two Tryhard Ray, Chef Billy, and Headrammer within a open console tier once more. We're seeing some familiar faces once again with Mischievous boxes. This time around, though, instead of going up against last week's competitor of Sussy Sloss, is going to be the Sea Demons. A little difficult for me with that one there, but right, Billy, you and I, we get each other on that one, right?
Yep. Good evening. That's all I'm saying.
Good evening.
Nope. Not going any further with that name. Nope.
Great Friday for some Overwatch, gentlemen.
Yes, it is.
A very fine night for some Overwatch. Now, Headrammer, this is obviously the first returning team that we've had on Friday Night Overwatch with Mischievous boxes. We saw them have a somewhat dominant performance. I'm not going to say complete and total dominance. It was a 3-1 series, but it was still one that they came out the other end of very successful. And even more so when we look back at their MVP, Gilbert, who was a dominant, and I mean dominant, Tracer player.
No, absolutely. Last week, Gilbert was pretty much dominating on every single thing they were playing. It felt like the team pretty much lived and died by if Gilbert showed up. And the times in which Gilbert was not performing is actually really when the other team got their map. He was by far, there was no debate about who the MVP of that match was.
No, it really wasn't. It was kind of clear in our heads the second that we saw this player and how they performed that it was just like, yeah, okay, this is going to be our MVP. But Chef Billy, new competitor this week for Mischievous boxes, the Sea Demons, could they give them a run for their money?
I mean, any given Friday, any team could show up. I mean, Gilbert could just go over today. That's the streakiness of that player. That was something that I was kind of talking about because I was on the cast last week, and while the flashes of brilliance were absolutely supernova-like, when they weren't showing up, the rest of the team couldn't muster and rally behind and play together as a 5-man unit. So I think that any given Friday, I think anything can happen. I do think that the boxes should win today, but don't ask me to say Sea Demons again. Don't ask me to say Sea Demons again, because I'm going to lose my crap if you do.
I'm struggling too, Philly. I'm struggling. It's tough over here. Let's go ahead and bring up the standings real quick, because we need to get the whole story. Oh my God, of course they are. Ray, topping the meters is going to be the Sea Demons. And then at the number two spot is Mischievous Boxes. Both of these have not dropped a series yet, both at 3-0. But it is Sea Demons with the higher sort of map differential.
Yeah, I will say, Sea Demons, their wins are against Heads Cheerleaders, Tormenting Tentacles, and then Woods Gaming, who dropped out of the competition. So they haven't had a match that's like a prove it kind of match. Mischievous Boxes, their wins are against the Traumatics, and then they beat Sussy Sloths. And then they also beat the Tormenting Tentacles. So Mischievous Boxes were pushed last week by Sussy Sloths. Sussy Sloths have shown, they're in third place right now. There are no slouches. So I think this is going to be a big prove it game for the Sea Demons.
Right, Headrammer, this is number one versus number two. Neither of these teams have taken a loss. And then you also had to remember that we're about to get to the mid-season playoffs. This is getting really close to an important time, even if you've already secured your spot to secure your seeding.
Yeah, absolutely. So the mid-season tournament starts next week. It's not like a very long tournament. It's a week time, single elimination, so every match really counts. The first having a higher seeding matters. Starting to play that weaker team as you go in. And only top 4 teams per group make it into the mid-season tournament in open tier.
And Billy, do you think this added pressure is gonna do anything to our teams, or is it just gonna make them shine even more?
It's console watch this week, so I don't think so. I think that they have a pretty good identity of who they are. I think that they understand what they need to do to get things done. So I don't know if necessarily this is a make or break it moment. I think they know that they're already in. It just depends on where they land. And I think that, based upon, just the paper sample that we see right now, Sussy Sloths, they had moments where they were good. So I think that, where Ray brings up that they beat the number 3 team here in the open console tier pretty handily, 3-1. That map loss still comes into play. And we'll see, if the Sea Demons are able to actually play well, kind of shut all of us up, all of us armchair quarterbacks, are we good enough? Are they actually that good? We'll see if that's actually the case or not.
Yeah, they had to be number 1 for a reason, right? And so we'll be able to find out if they are worthy of that title as we go on through the night itself. But we actually have something special on the docket here, the brainchild of Headrammer. So Headrammer, I'm going to leave this one to you to explain what's about to transpire.
Yes, so, I figured let's have a little fun. I made a little small game show for you guys. You might have played something similar to it before. It's called What Map Is That?
What?
Oh, no.
And I'm going to have y'all guess what map is that. I'm going to show you a little small expert of a map.
Uh-huh.
And I want you to tell me what it is. You guys all have a buzzer.
Right.
And I will unlock it now. Everyone has it open, yes?
Yes.
I'm reopening it on my phone.
All right, well, let me know when you're good, and we'll get back in here. And get you guys guessing some maps.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Hibby, throw me to full screen. We're doing what map is that?
All right, I'm in.
Yeah, I'm seeing.
All right, see, look, I even got a little special spin for you guys.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I went hardcore on this one.
Wow. This, our next level budget. This
Anybody
is
in
what it's all
chat,
down to.
put your guesses in chat.
All right, and so a few small rules. You can buzz in immediately. You just have to answer immediately if you're going to do that. You don't have to wait until I'm reading something like that. There's nothing for me to read. If you're guessing a map, if it's a control map, for example, I need the sub map name for you to get it right.
What?
Otherwise,
the sub-map name too?
Otherwise, it goes to the next person.
All right.
I
I like it.
If it's a flashpoint map, I also want the name of what point it is.
You're
Calling the
kidding
casters
me.
out here with their knowledge.
Yes, yes. Okay, is everyone ready?
No, but
Yeah,
let's do
I'm
this.
Sure.
Hang
All
on,
right,
gotta pull up
I got
the
9 for you, and if we're tied, I have a tiebreaker. Okay. So
Okay.
here's map 1. What map is that?
It's only Overwatch 2 maps as well, right? Or is this
It's any map in Overwatch.
any map in Overwatch? Even the dead ones?
Any map in Overwatch. No guesses so far. Okay, Billy, you buzzed in. What map is it?
Is
And
it Midtown?
it is not Midtown.
Huh.
Anyone else?
I'm still thinking.
I will have to put a time limit on these if we take too long.
I'm trying to remember even the name of the map.
It's concerning. Describe it to yourself. What are you thinking?
Well, I haven't seen it in like since Overwatch 2 came out. It's 2CP.
It's since Overwatch 2 came out.
Oh my gosh. Why can't I remember the name? It's classic. It's a classic map, and I just cannot remember the name anymore.
All right, 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Okay, Ray. You
I don't
buzzed in?
know. Is it Horizon Lunar Colony?
No. Sam? You
Is it
buzzed in?
Hanamura?
No.
Wow.
Oh, none of you guys got this. Okay, I'll reveal the answer. Legion Garden.
Legion Garden. Okay.
Wow. Yeah, I never take that.
Dude,
route.
the 2 points thing was throwing me off. The 2 circles, that was throwing me off.
All right, map
All right.
2. What map is that?
Who even are you?
All right, Sam?
Is this Ilios Lighthouse?
No.
Well, whatever.
Ray?
Is this Numbani?
No. Billy, do you have a guess?
I guess Busan.
No. All right, I'm a little disappointed, guys.
All right,
Not gonna lie.
Henry making us look a little bad here on the desk. Not only can
Samoa.
Samoa.
Oh yeah.
No.
Okay, I didn't even know there was a clock in Samoa.
Neither did I.
I figured nobody looks up. Was what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All right, is this gonna 0-0-0 at the end? All right, what
Maybe.
map is that?
Oh. That's
All right. Yeah, what's up, Billy?
Lijiang Night Market.
No. Little small little. Oh, okay, Sam.
Is this Junkertown?
It is, but do you know what point it is?
I got another point. Is this point?
At this point, we're doing really badly, so I'll accept it. You would like bonus points if you know exactly which one it is.
Is it? This is point B. Going into point B. Right?
So I misspoke to you. It's not. It's actually. I'll say it because I actually.
Is it New
misspoke
Junk
to
City?
It. It is New Junk City, but I misspoke. That was my bad.
No.
Also, a little small little hint there. You see, there's 3 points at the top.
Yeah, no, I knew that too. I just was kind of waiting for that.
Yeah,
to
for
play
context, with
out.
New Junk City Ducks.
Ducks. All right,
Over there.
whatever. Now I feel.
All right.
Do I still get my
What
point?
map is that? You can have a pity point. Sam.
Yes.
What map is that? Billy?
That's Numbani.
No.
Good God.
Is this Oasis?
No.
Oh well, whatever. That's
Ray?
rough.
Is it Rialto?
No, you guys are okay. This is a little bit disappointment for all of you. I'm not gonna lie. This is Circuit Royale.
This is Circuit Royale. Listen, bud, I don't
Third
look
point.
at the maps themselves. I play them, okay?
Yeah, you look at them all the time when you're cast. All right.
You think that I'm looking
What
at
map
the,
is that?
the interiors?
Sam,
Is this Numbani?
this is Nimbani.
Yes.
Mother.
All right. What map is that? Ray?
Is it Gibraltar?
Yes, it is Gibraltar.
Ooh. That's pretty good.
Oh.
All right. What map is that?
Oh.
Oh, shoot.
Wait
Did
a
leave
minute.
small hints in.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
It-
Yeah.
It's like at the tip of my tongue. I have no clue though.
Billy?
Is it Anubis?
No.
I
miss Anubis.
All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Sam?
Midtown.
No.
Is
Ray, you
it
got an answer?
New Queen Street?
No, it is Paris.
See, I would never know Paris.
See, I tried to give you a little thing, piano, because there's also a piano on Circuit.
Oh my
I
god.
knew it was
Circuit was the first thing that popped in my head, to be honest. But then I saw
Yeah.
it was not that kind of style map.
That. Ray?
Is that Colosseo?
It is Colosseo.
I think Ray's in the lead now, isn't he?
Right, what's our score?
With
Tippy?
your pity point, we're tied.
Yes. Yes.
All right, what map is that? Sam?
Is that Horizon? Lunar Colony?
No. Anyone else? Billy, Ray?
Is it New Queen Street?
No.
I'm gonna just guess Gibraltar.
New. It is Volskaya.
Oh,
Oh, Skya. Oh my gosh.
All right, I believe I got one left here.
All right, let's do it.
Let me
This is
reset
gonna
the
have to be the tiebreaker.
What map is that?
You're kidding me.
Shit.
I left some hints in there. Sam?
Route 66.
No.
Yeah, I tried. Whatever. It's okay.
Look towards the ground here.
Is it Havana?
No.
He sounds so disappointed every time.
Yeah, because no one's looking at my hints.
I'm trying to look.
Really,
I
what's
can't
up?
even see anything.
I
know,
can't
it's so
even
hard to
see
see.
it. Oh wait, that's bread.
No.
I can't see what you're trying to hint.
I think I know what it is now.
It's not
Alright.
Horizon.
No. Okay, Sam, you want to go again? What is it?
I was gonna say Horizon.
Okay. Well, it is. What?
Yeah,
I
no,
couldn't
that's not-
trust Hippie.
That's not okay.
I couldn't trust Hippie. That's not okay.
Point
All right.
Antarctica? Yeah, I've totally casted that map before.
Yeah. All right. What's our final scores, Heavy?
2-2 for me and Ray.
You kidding me?
Yeah. Hey, of course, our first game show is gonna end up in a tie.
Yeah.
What could be better than that? The desk just got tested, and
I guess we'll just see whoever gets their predictions right on the match.
Listen, I just call fraud. There were too many 2CP maps, and we don't cast that anymore. So,
thank
I
you,
call
Ray.
fraud.
I agree.
No, you need to know your history. Yeah, and we do ghost tournaments. Hippie's right.
Uh-oh. Yeah, anyways, moving on from Headremmer's very amazing, spectacular game show that we were just too big brain to honestly get the map. We had them correct in our heads, but we wanted to give you all tension out there, okay? That's exactly what's going on here. Lineups time. We need to take a look at the lineups for our teams because we've had some incredibly amazing videos that we have put together. We want to show them off. So starting off with Mischievous boxes. How beautiful are these videos once again? Billy, though, Mischievous boxes, we have Nick Violent, Gilbert, Sanji, OW, I Spawn Campu, and Stewie 66. I mean, we saw them last week. We know what they're capable of. We know they are scary.
I think that Glitch that is not listed on here is also scary. They'll swap Violent and Glitch, TST Glitch out. Glitch is more of a situational player for this Mischievous boxes lineup. So if I guess things kind of roll through. FNC is not playing well. Gilbert has to step up. They bring Glitch in. I think the DPS area, I think that's where we need to be looking at this Mischievous Boxes lineup. Sanju was really good at taking space. Stewie had a really damn good Lucio last week. I was very impressed with the sound barrier engagers that they had, the timings of the disengagers that he was able to provide. So definitely a very good squad here. Ice Mountain Camp, you had just some insane healing last week with the Baptiste. So I definitely think that the Sea Demons are going to be up against it here.
Speaking of the Sea Demons, let's go ahead and take a look at their lineup video. Ray, again, we get a spectacular video to go along with some spectacular players. KK, Helios, Stepbro, Chicano, and Pika Pepper. Again, we're seeing the #1 team having to go up against the #2. Ray, this is going to be a battle for the ages, a battle for the centuries in the NA Open Tier.
Couldn't agree more. Both teams 3-0. The player I want to highlight in this lineup is going to be Chicano. I feel like their performance is going to be pivotal for them to try and get a win over Mischievous Boxes, because I think a lot of it is going to be on Chicano's back to deal with Gilbert on whatever DPS they're playing. We saw if you can limit and shut down Gilbert a little bit, Mischievous Boxes sometimes can't pull it together. So Chicano's got to be the one to do it.
See if that's going to be possible. We'll see if they have what it takes. And now, Headrammer, we've had both of the lineups. Want to get your feelings on the matter.
Okay, look, I might have made a slightly incorrect prediction last week.
Slightly.
But, so I decided to run and wagon a little bit and, 3-0 boxes.
Oh, all right. Hey, look at the prediction. We were so thoroughly impressed by what we saw out of Mischievous Boxes last week that, the desk is going all in on Mischievous Boxes. 3-0 for myself, 3-0 for Headrammer, but for Ray and Billy, both sitting at 3-1. So, Billy, I want to start off with you. The reasoning behind this 3-1.
I think that one of the 3 DPS is going to have a map where they just don't get it done. Whether it's just not enough warm-up time, whether they're still adjusting to the hot fixes. I want to see them come out and dominate. I anticipate that we'll see a cleaner match this week. But we did see them have some struggles. It was all coming down to the Gilbert pop-off moments because Glitch and NC Violent both had moments where they just could not stay in touch with the rest of the team. Were getting picked out first part of the fight. So I think they do drop a map here.
Okay, right. Similar situation, similar story.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. In the chat, I did update to a 3-0. I mean, I don't care. I'll hold the 3-1. That's what I originally put. But so my reasoning is just, I started looking at these teams and I just think the higher strength of schedule we've seen from Mischievous Boxes is going to come through. I feel like that match against Sussy Sloss revealed a lot to that team, realizing, wow, like even when I messaged Mischievous Boxes after, they're like, Gilbert carried us. We can't keep having him carry us every match. So I think that match was good for them going forward, and they're going to correct a lot of things.
I love that, though, right? The recognition of knowing what your weaknesses are and working on it from week to week. That's why you're one of the best of the best. That's why you're sitting at the #2 spot right now, only by 1 map. That's really all that it is. Now that we've had the desk predictions, it's time for our lovely casters to put their own preds in. And boy, would you look at that. We have Geo 3-2 for the boxes, but our only one out of the desk and the casters, Dexatron 3-1 for the Sea Demons. So
Dexatron would say he's saving us in case we're wrong.
Well, if Dex is right, Man, we're on this man's Twitter again.
Yeah, exactly, right? That's exactly what's about to happen here. We don't want to listen, we don't want a Dexatron. We don't want to have the air whiff ball gif going off again for everyone on the desk. There's no way that can happen. And so Mischievous boxes need to come through. They need to save the day. Otherwise, I mean, we've already had a rough time looking at maps. We can't continue to have it go further.
Look, I'm saying if we lose, I'm breaking out the 4 alt accounts and reporting this man's Twitter. It's going to be disabled. I'll take care of it, don't worry.
All right.
Got a save face.
All right, gentlemen. Well, I believe that is going to be it for the desk. But of course, we do have a massive game between Mischievous Boxes versus Sea Demons to look forward to. And who better to lead us through this matchup than our amazing casters, Geo and Dexatron. Gentlemen, off to you.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the booth. I am Dextron. That is Geo. I'm the only person here that's deciding to go with the Sea Demons here. And Geo, me and you are a lot better at figuring out what maps are compared to our desk there. I mean, me and you got those first 5 in a row. They were struggling.
Yeah, like the first one, we both immediately said Li Zhang. Like we knew it. But hey, hopefully the teams are also as aware of what the maps are as we head into this one, Dex.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the desk talked about it a little bit here. These are 2 of the top teams here in this NA Open Console tier, both 3-0. Each of them had different journeys to get to this 3-0. They talked about Sea Demons a little bit, having 2 wins, why 2 of the teams are lower down in the bracket, and a forfeit win. But, I mean, that's not necessarily their fault. It's just the hand they were dealt with the scheduling.
Yeah, that's true. We haven't really seen the true prowess of, I feel like, either team. Right, we've seen them struggle, we've seen them do well, and we've seen individuals really pop off and be the stars, but I think these teams, they understand that this is going to be where one of them get their first loss. They're both undefeated right now. They know the stakes, they know what's set up, they know how important this match is. I think we're about to see the best from each team, and that's why I've predicted a map 5. I think this is going to go back and forth, but I think ultimately the core of Mischievous Boxes might just be that little bit stronger today. But, Sea Demons, they're going to come out here and show us why they're in the place that they are in the standings.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I was thinking that this was going to be a 5-map series as well, but I went 3-1 Sea Demons just because I think it's going to be a lot of very, very close matches. A fight or two will be the difference between winning and losing on some of them. And that's why I'm kind of leaning towards the Sea Demons here. But Gio, you already talked about it. We do know what our first map of the night here will be. We're going to be heading down to the Antarctic Peninsula here.
Yeah, it's not quite Eagle Point, but the other area in Antarctic that we have maps for the game. And this is an interesting one because we know both teams, they prefer to lean towards brawl styles of play. And I think Antarctic is a great way to set that up for both teams and really get to see where they are. In terms of the meta right now, we've seen a lot of Ramatra, especially here in EU. We've seen a lot of teams play Ramatra with a Tracer and a Soldier and a Moira and a Lucio. Now, we do know that Sea Demons are not a big fan of Mercy or Moira, so I don't think we'll see the Moira come from Antarctic, come out on Antarctic from them, or at any point in this map, which could open up. If a team had a good Tracer player, then Mischievous Boxes, I think they have a little bit of an opportunity to go for a Baptiste and take them out in that brawl. So it depends if Mischievous Boxes are going to go for that style or not as we head into Antarctic. We will find out, but I've heard through the grapevine that there's been some cooking being done on the side of Mischievous Boxes in terms of what brawl characters we see. So prepare to maybe be a little shocked, Dex, as we head into this one.
I mean, I kind of saw what they were teasing us there before we came into the game here, and it was something very, very different from a brawl comp. But again, it's just teasing us. Teams love to tease the casters a little bit, right? I mean, you see a Roadhog, you see a Life Weaver, you see a Widowmaker on this map. I mean, they're teasing us.
Okay. Right, so this is what I was talking about. I heard through the grapevine that there's been cooking, and they're going to come out here on Zarya. That's Mischievous Boxes. with a Reaper Sojourn, looking for that kind of poke ability of the Sojourn, but it's basically a comp that wants to go in and kind of take a longer fight, especially compared to Sea Demons, who are going to have this Queen be able to get that shout. But once the shout's out, they're pretty much dead in the water. They want to go nice and fast. Sea Demons, they want to take out a character like the Sojourn or the Baptiste, make things easier for them. Where Mischievous Boxes, they can throw bubbles onto their frontline DPS of Glitch and get things just rolling nice and quick.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think the bubbles are going to mostly be going onto the backline here for Mischievous Boxes. I mean, you're going to see that both the DPS here for Sea Demons try to just get into that backline, disrupt them here a little bit. You see it right there. They just completely say sayonara to the Zarya there and walk right past them. KK on this side, high ground right there, has to fall back. Help right now. No one has fallen yet. Both support lines doing a good job keeping everyone up. Now you're seeing the box just go in. Sanji able to find Helios right there, but able to cap the point here, finds one. But again, it's this Zarya right now for the boxes. Find 2 early picks here as they look to try to take the point.
Yeah, Queen in the late game, in late stage of a fight, doesn't have shout. Doesn't have the survivability. Zarya, however, has high charge, a lot of damage, able to find those eliminations. But hold on, they're really keeping this point next.
Pulse bomb? Step Bro threw out the pulse bomb there, missed on the stick. But I mean, give the Sea Demons some credit there. 22% on that first hold there, and it was a hold that they were just staggering out on.
Yeah, you're happy enough if that gives you some leeway in the later ends of the map. Coming out, they are going to go into the Doomfist now, try to go a little bit faster here, assassinate that backline of Baptiste in a lot of danger if a dive comes in.
Demons goes straight to point here, looking like they want to cap it. It'll be KK falling here first. They do get the point flip here, but the point flip might not really last for that long as the boxes are completely fine giving it up here. They already find 2 huge picks, make it 3. Step Bro, though, will be able to shut down that Zarya there before Glitch takes them out, and this is pretty much this fight over and done here.
Yeah, well, usually Mischievous Boxes have these fights, Step Bro's acting up, and usually the point gets swapped over 40% for them, and they haven't won a team fight yet. So I think Mischievous Boxes, they need to have either Stewie go onto the point, touch something, but it's 5 ultimate Mischievous Boxes right now. Sea Demons, they have the beat to try and sustain against some of them here, but this next fight, it's pretty much a dead-on win for Mischievous.
I would never say dead on. A lot of stuff can happen here. The grab does come out. Looks like it doesn't catch anyone right there for the Demons. And now Boxes, again, trying to bring this fight here to point. Already halfway up to taking it right there. Glitch, though. And like you said, ultimates on the side of Boxes. The overclock gets canceled out there. Step Bro able to find there. Now the Amp Matrix comes out. Stewie able to find Chicano right there. The beat also coming out here from the Sea Demons along with Pika Pepper's Kitsune Rush right there. Step Bro, though, is just doing so much work on this Tracer. I mean, we knew how good they were on this Tracer in the past, but right now they are showing it. KK able to find Ice Bomb Camp U. Now all you really have to do is get rid of the Zarya on the point. You're going to be able to retake it, and Geo, they're going to win their first team fight here.
Man, disaster after disaster. Mischievous Boxes, unforced error with that grab. Sanji's going to be kicked himself for that one, but swaps over to the Doomfist to try and make up for it. Gilbert as well being taken out the moment that overclock came out. Sea Demons played that perfectly. Now they're in the driver's seat. They know this Blossom's ready, but there's plenty of kite available. Stick comes out, forces Immortality Field for the fight.
Yeah, Step Bro getting that stick right there. Not able to find anyone, but it does force out the Immortality Field. So now the Sea Demons, if they want to play a little bit more aggressively, they can here. And look at that. Pika Pepper able to get rid of Glitch, who had the only ultimate on the side of Boxes ready to go. Step Bro just able to do so much damage right there, but they will get taken out there by Gilbert. Sea Demons, though, will be able to take the lead. And right now, it's looking like they're going to be able to win their second team fight here. But down Step Bro, I mean, you do see the Boxes falling back here to regroup.
Yeah, they don't have as much time though because of all that shenanigans on the point prior. This fight is do or die for them. They will get the window. They are going to have this Blossom, but again, blossoming into a Doomfist, they can just insta-stun you.
They don't get the stun there, but they are able to knock it away, so that ultimate finds nothing. Like, their ultimate so far around, going to be able to use their Meteor Strike right here, not going to be able to find anything with it right there, but they immediately come back with 2 of their own. Pika Pepper wants 2 of their own as well, and Step Bro will take down Sanji there. The Sea Demons will take this first point.
Wow, you know, we've heard a lot about DPS, right, from the Mischievous Boxes popping off previously, but right now, Step Bro is stepping up to the plate, and proven himself a very capable player here. And yeah, here's just a little replay of the end of that fight. 90 charge from the Zarya there to finish that one up. Here's Stepbro though on the point, just absolutely tearing it up. Having that Tracer on that off angle is so invaluable, and it's something that Mischievous boxes they didn't have. I understand playing the Reaper here if you're expecting to go into a brawl, but once we saw it wasn't really that brawly. What's the Reaper really doing? I don't really love the Reaper choice anymore. I feel like it kind of anchors you into playing one way compared to the other, but they're going to stick with it, and it looks like they're bringing out the Zarya again. If they can stick up here, put those bubbles onto the Reaper, let them go in nice and deep. It's going to be harder, though, to basically find an elimination onto a Kiriko compared to a Baptiste.
Yeah, and honestly, if you ask me, the moment that Sanji got off the Zarya on the last point, it really was the turning point for them there. They never really got anything going on the Doomfist, and now again, you just see Chicano here on this Doomfist, just being able to put so much pressure onto the boxes right now that's forcing them to play around corners. They don't really want to engage into it. They're hoping that something like that happens right there, where Chicano just comes in and misses everyone right there. But still, no one capping the point here early like the Sea Demons did last time.
Yeah, both teams well aware of that point, being able to get capped. Stepbro takes down Gaza Stewie. Stepbro goes down though.
Yeah, Gilbert will find them right there, but still, if you're Sea Demons, you are feeling a lot more comfortable about this fight. You still have both your supports in, and now all you have to do is get rid of Sanji on this Zarya right there. You're going to be able to, and finally, the point gets capped.
Oh, I'm loving it from the Sea Demons. You know, they're kiting when they need to kite. They know that they can play around this Reaper and basically take them for a little walk, put the leash on to say, sorry for the visual there. Stepbro's coming up to this pulse bomb and has been very good at utilizing it to get resources out of the boxes before the fight. If you don't have that immortality field, you're in a massive lost position, especially before a fight. But you want to be building this rush if you're Pepper.
There's going to be the stick right there. Get to the immortality field right there for iSpawn Camp U. Now they're almost getting rid of Glitch right. They're not going to be able to. You do see Mischievous boxes have a lot of their supports and have one Reaper right there in that small room. Stepbro trying to find whatever they can here, but it'll be Gilbert finding Chicano out here early. So a good start here for the boxes, but we Stepbro immediately spinning it back out on the Spawn Camp U and onto Glitch. But they keep going finding pick after pick.
All hail. Oh, brother, my brother, KK with the attack crowds. All right, they're feeling themselves. Desk is sweating, I'm sweating, but Dex, you're feeling good about your prediction. Sea Demons are swinging here. Mischievous boxes, they're really holding on to this idea that the Reaper will eventually do something, and it's just not proving efficient. They're only 70% to the Blossom here. It's a big detriment to the team, although they are going to be able to have the beat here. There's so much down in the economy right now.
And Stepbro's about to have another pulse bomb right here. You do see Sea Demons have 4 of their ultimates ready to go here. Mischievous boxes, I mean, they're going to have the beat, and you're going to have that Death Blossom coming at some point right now. Okay, going to pop off with their overclock. Here comes the Kitsune Rush as well. Going to be countered out there by the beat from Stewie. Now the Mischievous boxes finding the first 3 picks in this fight. This is the best they've looked so far, this map right there. They'll get the team kill and the point flip.
All right, there we go. We're in control now, but just like last time, Sea Demons have put themselves in a position where they can be patient and they don't need to rush this one. However, Mischievous boxes, they can rotate these resources. We didn't get to see a very good Blossom last time, but you know, Glitch needs to find something big here to prove themselves when the Reaper gets taken out.
Stepbro does use the pulse bomb right there, but KK gonna be able to find find Glitch out right there, so no Death Blossom here again. Rampage though ready for Sanji right now if they want to be able to use it. KK though will fall right there. The X-Men comes out. Chicano gonna use that meteor strike to try to keep themselves alive, but instead it will be at the cost of their own Kiriko. Chicano though gonna be able to find Spawn Camp U. The Rampage comes out, does hit Chicano Helios as well. Stepbro though still putting up a fight in this one, but eventually the Demons will just have to let it go.
Yes, Sanji really stepped up there, had a beautiful Gracie mid-fight, and got that 180 spin, a little bit of the styling on the Rampage there. Love to see it. They're going to have the Coalescence, big win condition for them there. They can be nice and aggressive with that. Sea Demons, they don't have a lot of resources here, but Chicano is very good right now at creating the space for Stepbro to be able to pop off like they are.
Coalescence coming out here early from spawn camp view. They want to try to be able to get someone else, force out some utility right now. Sea Demons, though, capping the point as everyone is far away. Pika Power will fall here. They retake the point. Mischievous boxes, they will need to get a touch here now. Yeah, they're going to be able to get the touch here, but if you're the Sea Demons, you're perfectly fine with losing this fight now. I mean, you got up to 99%. It's one fight territory for you.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately it was already one fight territory, so it's not a big difference. It does take some percentage away from boxes, though, and it's something that their comp's just not very good at. Gilbert could have touched the point, however. We're coming up to another pulse bomb. KK has been beautiful with these overclocks before, coming up to it now with a beat as well to help protect them from this eventually impending Blossom that will be coming out.
Yeah, remember last time, Glitch got that Blossom just punched away, not able to find a lot of value with it here. Maybe they could get the Ajax this time around. Stepbro, though, has this Pulse Bomb ready to go, but Stepbro is canceling out the Death Blossom. They're finding Spawn Camp View as well. Demons retake the point right now. They're looking to clean up this map as well, and they're going to be able to. They just have to get rid of Stewie right there, and they will. The Sea Demons will go up 1-0 in the series.
Well, it just goes to show what's for you will not go by you, and despite the fact that, including myself, so many people predicted that Sea Demons would not win this match, they're coming out with a fight and, most importantly, a statement made to all the doubters, which is exactly what I was hoping to see. And yeah, here's that empowered punch from Chicano, who on the Doomfist was looking very good at being able to create the space for Stepbro to actually get those eliminations that we were popping for and excited to see. It's something that we've seen as well in Korea OWCS. I watched a bit of that today. Unfortunately, I did see Smurf fall off the map, but we don't need to talk about that one. But yeah, I think Glitch, while being a very strong DPS player and still finding 22 total eliminations over the course of that match, I think what I didn't really notice was that Gilbert was struggling to find their own impact on this match, only with 11 elims over the entire match there. So perhaps I was maybe a bit too stringent on the idea that the Reaper wasn't working, which I do still think is true. I think if you put Glitch right now in a different hero like an Ashe or a Soldier, you start to see a lot better improvement. But I think Gilbert right now, as we've talked about, is a pop-off player, but there's definitely valleys. And I think right now Gilbert's in a valley and needs to trudge back up to the peak.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm not going to get too ahead of myself right now. One map. It's the first map here. I'm not going to get too smug about it here. But, I mean, you see the stats here for the two teams here. I mean, one thing I want to point out, Stepbro, 5 ultimates used there. Gilbert and Glitch themselves only had 6 ultimates used there. And, I mean, we didn't see Stepbro getting a lot of kills with those pulse bombs, but they were getting out so much utility. And almost every time a pulse bomb came out from Stepbro, there was 1 or 2 kills that followed it, either from their teammates or from themselves.
Yes, so sorry, a small addendum. I was talking about Gilbert's eliminations on Tracer. I'm new to this awesome technology that's being utilized here at CGL. But yeah, there's the head-to-head. Stepbro and Gilbert, they are equal in some aspects here. The damage done not too far apart, the deaths very close. It's the final blows. Stepbro's finding the final blows, like you said, just getting them finished off, and that's where Sea Demons are finding a lot of that power, because the space is being made by their tank line, by Chicano on the Doom, so that Stepbro can get those final blows, where Gilbert's struggling a little bit with the Junker Queen we've seen, and Zarya, and of course the basically, I think Sanji's been all over the place in terms of tank line. I think they've cooked. They've been in the kitchen. Maybe it's time to go back and look at what menu was working before. Because currently, I'm not loving this. I don't think this is a menu that leads us to a 3-course meal. You know, I think this is a 2-course and then it's over if we keep going at this rate. But there's plenty of time for these players to kind of get themselves back into this one.
Yeah, absolutely. But we do know what our second map night will be. Remember, all the maps for this series have already been predetermined. And Gio, we're going to be heading to Blizzard World. And when I hear Blizzard World, I automatically feel like Chicano coming back out at Doomfist is something that might happen here again. But we do have one sub coming in here for the Mischievous boxes. TST Glitch will be coming out, and Violent will be coming in for them here. And I feel like me and you kind of share the same. The Reaper was not necessarily working out for them. And the fact they only had 2 Death Blossoms used in that map, both towards the end of each point that found no kills and one got completely canceled out. I mean, those Death Blossoms need to come earlier, in my opinion, just to at least try to force something out from the Sea Demons.
Yeah, it's unfortunate when you're a good player put into a position like that. It's not really a reflection on you, it's a reflection on just the composition there. But yeah, I think seeing Violent come in here, that gives me a lot of hope. I expect now we're going to see maybe a sniper character come out, perhaps maybe a Sombra also. But yeah, I think you're dead on the money here. I think if we don't see Chicano come out on Doomfist, then they're cooking for something new. Perhaps we see them go for the spam. I mean, Sigma hasn't been seen a whole lot recently in the current meta, with Ramattra being able to deal long range poke while having that brawl. So I do think Doomfist will still serve them well. I'm just hoping that we see the team of Mischievous boxes show their mischievous nature, right? They showed maybe a little bit of a stringent nature. They weren't too mischievous. They were very, they were in the box. I want to see them go out the box, right? In terms of their playstyle, I mean, not their compositions in terms of the playstyle. But as we go to Blizzard World, I expect to see just that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I want to see some sort of response here from the Mischievous boxes. I mean, you have New Valent coming in here, and I've seen New Valent play a little bit. They are an incredibly skilled character on this soldier, and I expect big things from them here on this map.
Yeah, I mean, Sojourn is very good right now in the terms that you can build that railgun. In terms of finding elimination with the railgun, it's harder, right? Because there's just more health on the field. However, it's not about getting the final blow with the railgun. That's why you have a tracer, right? You hit someone, call it, and the tracer finishes up, your Diva finishes up. I like Diva as a response to Doomfist, can kind of quell those dives a bit, do a little bit of peel while still having a dive potential of your own. And the Moira might seem strange from boxes, but again, it's all about survivability against Step Bro's Tracer.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have to remember, the Sea Demons hate Moiras here, so it's going to be something interesting to see here. And I'm honestly kind of surprised we're not seeing the Sea Demons try to just force the fight here on point. Instead, they want to try to take this fight here on this high ground, but you do see Gilbert kind of just scouting the point right now, especially with Stepbro around right there, but Risanji finding out KK here early. A great opening pick right there, and I was going to say, Pika Pepper is not moving right there. I think they will need a pause as they have to ask for one.
Yeah, unfortunate, but I think ultimately what happened there would have still occurred. In terms of that fight happening, we saw Gilbert do a good job at just keeping the point contested, scouting, while the rest of the team, particularly Sanji, went in there on the Diva and engaged that dive and found it was KK, on the Sojourn. So I think that still would have occurred. I think that fight still would have been in the favor, and I like this idea now. We have this, poke and prod. We know they like to force point. We know that's the style of Stepbro. How about we flip that on its head? While Stepbro's there, just claps on the rest of the team and have Gilbert touch the point, make sure there's no tick. It's a great setup, and it's a good response to the Sea Demons playstyle. And if Mischievous boxes keep it up, then they'll be able to get a lot of time chunked away on point one. Sea Demons, perhaps they could invest a bit more of a heavier dive onto that high ground to take it, so that KK has that position to be able to shoot down from.
Yeah, but it looks like instead the play there from Stepbro worked out to perfection. I mean, they got a lot of the members of the boxes off that high ground. Instead, now they're playing point, and the Demons have the high ground, but it'll be Violent finding Stepbro right there. Chicano falling as well, and Pika Pepper got stuck on the rocks right there.
Yeah, well, Step Bro, say hello to Violent Violent, because that was a railgun to your noggin and took you out. All of a sudden, Step Bro's realizing, oh no, I can't do as much as I used to on the last map. It's because the DPS of Mission Boxes, they've taken it up a notch, and now it's time for Step Bro to also take it up a notch and meet that energy.
Yeah, and right now the Demons just need to find some opening pick. Helios almost getting caught out right there is not how you want that the one to go there, but they're able to keep themselves alive here. But instead, it's just all going downhill now for the Demons.
Yeah, Violent's finding very, very quick charges on the railgun and just blasting it, particularly there down that narrow corridor, just sets it up perfectly. And they're in a position where you can survive the dive because of this Moira. Throw healing orb, you can fade away if you want, well, if you need it. And you've got the boop. It's so peely, it's so survivable against the dive. See, Demons are struggling to find those final blows, especially now with the Coalescence ready.
Pulse bomb coming out there from Stepbro. Will not be able to find anything. Bomb, though, coming out here from Sanji. Looks like it was a remaking tool on them. KK trying to take them out right there, but they're in a desperate need of some health right now to get the cost of their own. Lucio's Chicano will fall here as well. And if you're the Sea Demons, I think it's time to make a swap.
Yeah, Mischievous Box is coming out here with the energy of how dare you take a point away from us? How dare you take that map? This response is more than that. It's a challenge. They're challenging the Sea Demons right now, and I think you're right. There needs to be a response here. The Doomfist isn't working. They're going to go to the Diva. Bit of a slower pace here, but a little bit more sustainable. Still running the carry though, and that carry is in a lot of danger if you force that Suzu out early. Coalescence still ready from spawn camp and pulls it out.
Beat and Coalescence coming out here just to try to keep Sanji alive right there. Beat coming out from Helios as well as this fight continues on the high ground. KK now gonna pop their overclock, looking for anyone they can right now. I mean, hell, they're at this point still looking for the first pick here onto their own side. Instead, it'll be them falling here first. Violent here will pop their own overclock, trying to find anyone they can. Not gonna be able to find anyone just yet, but the pressure of it is what you want. They find Stepbro right there, and now this is final fight territory here for the Sea Demons as they are losing it here. Chicano gonna get demeched right there. Consuming Rush coming out a little bit too late right there. It's Pika Pepper versus the World on the point, and the World will probably end up coming out on top.
Wow. They stacked those boxes high and stood on a tower of glory in that point. It's not over yet, but Mischievous Boxes have set themselves up for ultimate success. Sanji's peeling there was so impressive. The understanding of like still keeping in that fight initially, then forcing KK out because they know how good KK is. Take out that overclock, you basically give Violent a little bit more of a free reign to utilize their own overclock, so it's not as much of a duel where it could go either way. Man, I love this energy, especially spawn camp on the Moira, keeping themselves alive, keeping the team alive. It's such a sustainable choice, and it's what I've touched on previously in terms of talking about the meta that I've seen in EU and the meta that Sea Demons are against in terms of playing the Moira. But yeah, Sea Demons are going to stick to their guns here. They're going to stick to what they know, rather than throwing things at the wall, which is it's very strong. But Dex, it's a big old goose egg, gang. 5 of them, no eliminations. That's not normal. That just shows that something was just systematically wrong with your composition, and I think, well, the Diva does suit better, and we're going in for a bit of a pause now. Well, the Diva does suit better on defense. You know, I don't think we've seen enough substantial of a change in terms of the composition to see difference. However, I'd like to see more different angle pressure coming out from the team of Sea Demons, because they were very mono in terms of the lines of control that they had there, and I think that really gave Mischievous Boxes a little bit too much room to play with.
Yeah, I mean, and you definitely saw there that the Sea Demons were running into a brick wall and trying just to go at it over and over and over again, and just didn't end up working out. They needed to make bigger changes. They needed to try to counter something on that other side, but they never really did there. I mean,
Mhm.
you talked about potentially seeing a Sombra come out there. I think that would have been a good point for a Sombra to try to come out and at least shut down Sanji for a moment there, try to force out some other utility from those supports. But because we never really saw a true switch from them there, they didn't do anything. It was just running your head into the same wall and looking for something different.
Yeah, you have a safe, right? Here's the safe. The key to unlocking it is basically just finding a way to get the fade out. You take the fade away. Suddenly it's a little bit more open. You just pick it away, right? You get the fade out of the Moira. You can take the Moira out. Moira needs to play safer, so everyone else is going to have a little less sustain. It's all about forcing a very key resource away from spawn camp, but as the name suggests, it might be hard to get them out of that position, because I think so far I haven't seen one fade I'm not a big fan of. So they really know that fade is important. But for Sea Demons on the defense, it's all about kind of poking and prodding and finding a way to deal with it. Having Step Bro on an off angle, trying to stop Gilbert from basically running away. I think it's gonna be tough though. Still running the soldier, and I mean even a soldier might be a little bit better, because Soldier's getting a lot of play because you can have a lot more angle pressure by yourself because of the self healing, and you can very easily proc on a lot of people the DPS passive, which is still a very important thing to be talking about. Getting that passive up on people.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing I would have loved to see from the Sea Demons on that last round was try to take the fight to point there. I mean, they really only did that in the last 30 seconds. I would have loved to see how that Doomfist would have worked if they forced boxes to go to point instead. But now, I mean, the boxes, they look completely comfortable in this position right now. I mean, you see it right here. They're applying pressure to that high ground. Stepbro will finally get the first pick onto the side of the boxes right there. So now someone on the boxes has a 1 in their death column right here. And look at what that does here to the boxes. It forces them to fall back.
Yeah, that's the sort of angle pressure that you're looking for, and Stepbro is very confident in their Tracer to be able to duel out Gilbert and at least force them back from these off angles. So I think Stepbro is going to have it down. I think Sea Demons, they might just go full in with one angle here, and that's what they're doing as they rotate round.
Yeah, and you have to remember the boxes. Essentially, one team fight is all they need. Hell, they really don't even need a team fight. They just need to get a tick here. A slight mistake by the Sea Demons might just allow them to win this map and tie up the series heading into our first break. You do see Gilbert, though, on that high ground, and Sanji finds KK. That's something we did not see from the defenders last round, which was a death here. About to have a second one right there, but Pika Pepper are able to teleport themselves, but that death will only be slightly later now. Stepper going to be able to find spawn camp you, but that might be the only thing the Demons find this fight, as Chicano gets demaxed without the bomb, the pulse bomb coming out there from Gilbert and Stepbro. I mean, they threw their pulse bomb out, but Sanji was hungry.
Man, the Sea Demons have been beached. Like, straight up, they are on the mainland, and it's not their environment. Mischievous boxes, they packed the demon up, put it in a box, and sent it home. That was an incredibly dominant display there, and it's a coin flip almost from the first map. Not entirely, because they still had good showings, but man, the energy they came out with, and I think it's all about having that extra angle pressure, and it's where the Reaper pick, it cooked a little too hard, it was overcooked. Now, we're at a good temp, right? This is chef's kiss. You're going to get your Michelin star, you keep going this way. Sea Demons, though, they are going to have, obviously, a break now after map 2 to think about how they want to go about this, to find their win conditions. Because right now, I think KK is having a lot of trouble because Sanji is so good at deflecting them and just keeping them at bay and actually finding those eliminations against them that KK just has no space to deal with, and Chicano's doing their best, but I think it's a little clear that maybe Sanji, at least right now, is a lot more comfortable in the Diva than Chicano is.
Yeah, and one thing, just looking at these stats right here, I want to point out is look at the difference in healers there, or just look at Spawn Camp U and Pika Pepper right there. Those are the two players that did not play Lucio. Look at the difference in just raw healing.
Yeah.
There. almost 5, or well, that's about 4,500 difference right there. That is more than what Helios got on their own there. Hell, I Spawn Camp U had more healing than the entirety of Sea Demons combined there. I mean, it's incredible performance from them on that map, but I feel like you talked about the two right people there of Sanji and Chicano. I mean, the difference in these two was staggering. You see here the damage. If you look at that and say, it's not that far off, but then you look at everything else that is right there, and you start to see where that map really started to go downhill for the Sea Demons.
It was a total eclipse, and the Sea Demons, they've at the moment been sent back to the Abyss, and before they head back to the material realm, they definitely need to maybe cook up another demonic storm. I think the Doomfist got solved, and they've struggled from there on out. There's a situation in my mind where maybe on their attack, they bring out Ramatra, and they brawl out the team. And that's where D.Va struggles, because you can't block a fist with a D.Va Matrix. It's going to go through it. It's going to hit you in the head, right? The fist ain't stopping. So I think that's a situation where we could have seen a little bit more of the brawl come out of these teams, because they talked about that they both like brawl. So maybe that's a kind of core thing that Sea Demons can build off of going into this next break. But they do have the break, and so do we. Take a quick break, get some water, and we'll be right back with some more Overwatch.
Downfall, my love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
A Doomfist is such fertile ground for lowlights. That's like a squirrel finding enough nuts to see him through the winter when I see a Doomfist roll out the streets. Invicta gets taken down. How does Invicta die? Does Invicta get hit by this punch too? Don't know why my voice is getting progressively higher, but here we are. Just an unlucky. Oh no, not the Cheerios, not the random Cheerios. Gets weakened by the random Cheerios. I'm in the rail as well. You can see from the sad camera angle panning upwards that regret fills the veins of Phantom. That's okay, we can do this. Right, okay, I want the Sojourn. Once again, I feel that Phantom has been cheated by this hitbox. What happens to Crimson? Take me to the Adam cam. Oh. Okay, Crimson just goes into to snack on a nutritious, balanced breakfast of bullets and fists. Wait, no, that's not it. That's not it. Oh. I see what's happening here. Bad luck. Wait, do you go for a punch on him afterwards? Oh, that's not a high IQ maneuver. You were so desperate. You were so desperate for the environmental kill that the person you environmentally killed was yourself. The sad stare downwards. Oh no. Watching Robbie die, do you think Adam just gave up? It's like, well, I don't want to live on this planet anymore. Oh, you reckon we were typing a flame? Something tells me that this is not going to be a successful defense. Oh, oh, Robbie, let's talk about this. Now, of all the things that you could face in terms of danger, there are two major dangers, and they both lie in this direction. One of them is a meteor strike, and the other is a dragon blade. And you're sliding towards both of them. Well, the good news is you don't have to worry about the dragon blade. This gets quite a bit of feeling, but admittedly, that might be troublesome later on. Ooh. Where's Invictus, Suzu? Can Leaky block it? No! Leaky, you ran it into DBRX. Ah. Remember, guys, when you're stuck, do try and stay still.
All right, welcome back, everyone, from that break. No 3-0 Overwatch here tonight on Friday Night Overwatch. Gio, man, I feel like it's been a while since we've seen that.
Oh, we're in the game. I mean, a lot of people predicted a 3-1. I predicted a 3-2. You predicted a 3-1. It was in the air. It was in the air between two teams who have yet to lose in this bracket in the open console bracket. So we knew these teams were going to bring it. We knew it wasn't going to be a stomp, and I'm so glad to see that. However, Blizzard World, that was a big turning point where if Sea Demons are unable to turn against the tide that just shifted against them, then they might be in trouble of getting 3-1'd rather than 3-0'd. But they've had a break, they've had a time to huddle up.
Yeah, absolutely. And they need to take that time there during that break to kind of talk about what was wrong. Maybe there's some excuses coming out there because we saw Pico Pepper might have disconnected there or had internet problems twice throughout that map there. Maybe they were thinking that's the reason. But overall, I mean, we kind of saw it there when we looked at the stats. It was just a whole team difference for the most part. If anything, you want to look at a diff, it was the tank, basically. I mean, 20 kills for Sanji. Compare that to 1 for Chicano, who, in my opinion, on that first map was the difference maker for the Sea Demons team.
Ultimately, I think if I'm looking at my notes correctly, the shot caller here is Sanji, and based off of that, if it was the shot caller's call to go for that composition, go for the Moira and play that on Blizzard World, then I think it's absolutely their win, because they led the team to victory, whether it was Sanji or their coach or whatever it was, because their composition just won. They had so much sustain. We saw that healing diff that you pointed out, the healing difference between the Sea Demons Kiriko and the Box's Moira. So much healing coming out from the Moira, because in a world where healing isn't that good, when a DPS is shooting someone 20% less, you still have so much coming out from Moira in terms of the orb plus the spread. It's just such a strong option. But as we head forward, we will be going to Flashpoint and heading to sort of Vasa in particular and Dex. What are you feeling in the air between these teams here? Do you think we're going to see anything drastically different, or do you think we'll finally see the brawl that they've been talking about?
Honestly, I don't feel like we're going to see much different. You brought it up there. The only thing different we might see is a brawl. But for the most part, I would not be surprised to see the Mischievous boxes go back to something like they ran on that first point with the Zarya. Because I feel like Zarya does have some benefits here on this map. Sea Demons, though, I mean, the Doomfist worked good for them, and then it didn't work at all. If they truly think they need to swap something up here, they go over to that brawl. brawl you were talking about here. But I mean, besides that, a CS line I kind of want to see though for the Sea Demons is something on the support line.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting idea because we did see that Kiriko struggle in terms of like getting dove or poked out compared to the Moira, and we know Sea Demons, they ain't gonna play Moira. So I think while you're looking for a change there, will you find one? It's unlikely. Seems like Sea Demons are a team that know what they're good at. They know what they want to play, and they're going to stick to it. And that's fair enough. That's respectable. However, adaptability is one of the key factors of a team that will go on to win a tournament. And between these two top teams in the division, Mischievous Boxes have already showed us a different vibe. In fact, they're coming out here now with the Queen. I was waiting for the actual choice. This Junker Queen Moira comp, ultimately it struggles in resource if you get poked out. So you do not want to be in an extended poke phase if you're the Boxes. You want to get in there and you want to start getting that big mucky brawl going. Stebro already went down. Sanji now.
Yeah, absolutely here, but it's going to be Gilbert finding so out first. KK will be the next fall.
Oh, whoa, I think we had some technical issues. Are you with us here, Dex? I'm not sure if this is on my end or not. But ultimately, Sea Demons, they did get out-brawled there, pushed out, boxed out by the Mischievous ones as they stage off here. Bonkam is using a lot of that healing resource there, and that's the issue with the poke. You want to go in for a fight now, or you want to get that healing back, but Sanji goes down because there was no healing. KK takes them out of it with that railgun. Now hunting Chicano. This change onto the Junker Queen has really helped the demons out in terms of dealing with it. Oh no! The funny DPS orb took Pika Pepper back to spawn. Oh, that was a little bit of a tongue twister to say. Mischievous Foxes, they were a little bit shocked there. I think there was a little bit too much poke from them compared to the Sea Demons who can do that because of those kunais. Mischievous Foxes, though, they're coming back into it. Gilbert does have an early pulse here. Hunting for it in the back, doesn't need it. Chicano goes down so much damage. It's Stepro, though, that gets the pulse, takes Fueling out. KK takes out Sanji, and this one's pretty much for the Sea Demons. Here we go. The adaptability that I was looking for, that I was talking about. This is the team that could take itself to another point against the Mischievous Foxes and get the lead of the series again. They've got the beat. They can sustain themselves. They also have this rush coming up. Try not to double up the support ults and they're good. However, big win condition here for Mischievous Foxes is building a coalescence and getting a very sustained brawl push.
Yeah, absolutely here. But the Boxes, I mean, they're running out of time here on this first point. They're actually just going to let it go over to the Demons, hoping to maybe try to force out an ultimate potentially.
That might be what they're doing here. Oh, that anti-hit on the KK. Well, the Rampage, I mean, Pulse hits as well. Oh, Gilbert! Outstanding! Oh, hits back. I mean, ultimately, it was flashy, but they didn't have the point. So you kind of wish you maybe had that pulse bomb. It does give you early control here, but the point's not going to unlock for 10 seconds, and they'll be back already. You see Stepro and Gilbert teeing off on the off angle already. Basically, you know, trying to see which stick hits harder.
Yeah, absolutely here, but the Sea Demons gonna come into this next engagement with ultimates to spare here. Starting off here with the Continuing Rush beat coming out though, and the overclock from Mischievous Box is looking for anything right now. Is Virulent here not gonna be able to find anything. It's gonna be Helios finding them. Their Sanji though will find KK. Coalescence now coming out from Spawn Camp U, trying to find anyone they can. Step Bros Pulse Bomb not gonna get stuck onto anyone there. That was a misplay there from them, but oh, Sea Demons so close to capture the first point there. Gilbert gonna be able to take down Pika right there. Still a very close fight here on point. Everyone going after the Jungle Queens, but eventually beat the Boxes coming out on top.
Yeah, big, long, messy fight, and Spawn Camp was there just giving that constant sustain there as they win it out, but it was a heavy investment in terms of, your key winning ultimates. And looking forward into the next fight, you want to try and build this Rampage. Gilbert can do absolute magic with the Pulse like we've seen, but KK is going to have an absolute field of it here with an uncontested overclock. That's basically what Sea Demons have in their arsenal here to just take the point.
Uncontested overclock. I was going to talk about the uncontested rampage they had instead. Hits 3 people, immediately takes out 1 right there. Spawn camp gonna be the next one to fall there. Yeah, they do lose Pika, but look at the rest of the boxes. They're all getting shipped back to the spawn.
Yeah, what's great about that Rampage is, and why I didn't talk about it, is you can really kite away from a Rampage, but the way Sea Demons just pushed in, they put them into a position where they couldn't kite because they'd just be giving up the entire fight. Great positional awareness from the Sea Demons, and it means that they can set up for this overclock. Meanwhile, Gilbert in a little bit of trouble, and it's Helios that finishes. That's a massive stagger, but the boxes are looking to come in anyway, Dex.
I mean, they're going to have to here. They don't really want to just sit back and wait for their Tracer to come back, who can get back incredibly fast. But look at Sanji now. Has their own Rampage ready to go. Does hit only Helios right there. Now KK pops the overclock. Trying to find anyone they can. It'll be Step Bro finding one, but KK will get taken out there. But you look at that. The Sea Demons come right back in with 3 kills of their own.
Oh, it's looking dangerous. And oh, Gilbert. A little bit too big for the britches, perhaps, because sent out another pulse bomb, and it's something you don't have to take the fight. It's last fight for this match point making point. Stepbro has their own. Sanji's panicked, went onto the Doomfist now to go a little bit faster. It's a little bit worse of the composition now because that Moira can't keep up with the Doomfist.
That is certainly one of the pulse bombs of all time coming out there from Stepbro. It will cost them their life as Gilbert able to take care of them. That's a huge pick off early. Stepbro has been able to just be a menace in the back line there. Pika power very low as well, but both supports for the Sea Demons do have their ultimates. Do they decide to use them here? Losing Chicano might be the answer. It's going to be no, as everyone else is going to go back to the spawn.
And with some of these pulse bombs, it's really you get them all or you get none, because it's win or lose, but finally, Wizard Boxes get recontrol here. Crucially, keeping control of their 2 support ultimates. This Coalescence can pressure Sea Demons a lot, maybe even get this beat out early to give Yulin a nice overclock position where they're able to get those eliminations.
Sea Demons, are they going to be able to get a touch here on point? Yep, they are. Here comes the Consumer Rush from Pika Pepper as well. New Violent, they're going to pop their own overclock right now. Same thing with everything coming out here from the boxes. Beat coming out here from Helios right now. Here comes the Rampage. Hits on to 3. KK able to find Stewie. Gilbert, though, immediately trades it back out on the KK. Pulse bomb from Gilbert whiffs on everyone, but Gilbert still picking up the kills, even without the big bang from their bomb right there. New Violent coming in, finding Helios right there, and it looks like the boxers will come out on top here.
Oh, that was scary. Because if they lost that fight, Dax, that was pretty much all she wrote, because so heavily invested. In fact, they had to double up their support ults at a moment there, and that's a situation where typically you just don't want to be doing that because both support ults allow you to go aggressive. So if you double it up, you kind of weaken both ults by proxy. The Mr. Box is the equalize here on Servasa as we go on to the 3rd point here. Sanji does have the Doomfist ultimate. We'll be able to go nice and deep and maybe be a little bit more aggro to try and look for a finishing off elimination. Taking so much damage though.
Woo. Has to use the Meteor Strike to get themselves out of a sticky situation. Instead, they're going to throw themselves right back into the middle of the fire. Elios already finds Gilbert out there early. And the Tracers, I mean, we have talked about them a lot here tonight. They have kind of been the telltale sign of who's going to end up winning a fight if your Tracer is finding picks here.
Yeah, I mean, Stepbro as well, looking very strong. I think KK had a lot of that fight under their finger as well in terms of just poking and prodding, and we saw that Sanji was just forced into a position where they had to use their ult in a bad way. Back onto the Junker Queen now, a little bit of unknowing of what to play here. Could be a little bit of weakness in the field, especially if KK left this overclock ready and nothing to really contest it.
And Violent here, or Brilliant, trying to get out. Gonna be able to keep themselves alive. There's some help from Spawn Camp you there, but oh, Chicano getting incredibly low. The stick, though, on the Sanji will send them back to the spawn right here. And if you're the boxes, how much longer do you stay in this fight here? It's gonna be for the long haul. Looks like they're gonna try to stay in it.
Oh, well, they have decided to back up. That's good because every stagger matters. Stepbro is an absolute magian right now. But Mr. Boxes, they do have this call to push through. It's not going to do a whole lot, though. The beat is going to be there. They must be aware, though, that Violent's coming up to the overclock. They're in a very good position here, and they're going to play very aggressive, it looks like.
Senior Rush coming out here from Pika to open the fight right now. Spawn can't get to respond with their own coalescence here. Already low on health. Bueller, Spawn camp both getting some healing right now. Beak coming out here from Helios as you do see the boxes go to point, but now the overclock comes out. Already 4 members down. Here's the 5th one as KK gets a triple. And the point going over to the Sea Demons.
Yeah, and now it's match point. Sea Demons looking to bring this entire series back into their point. This is the hit back that they were looking for. Gilbert's really struggling here to find those off angles. Like, perhaps it's just Pika Pepper's pressure in terms of throwing those kunai and being a threat. Maybe that's why Stepbro is getting in a little bit closer. That could be a potential weakness of the Moira, actually. But Violent does have this overclock. It will be uncontested other than this rampage, and Chicano's hit some nasty rampages.
The rampage comes out, will land onto 3 right there, immediately getting rid of Sanji right there. Violence, overclock not going to be able to find anything there. It's going to be KK picking up 2. Will they make it 3 right here? They're going to be able to.
Oh, KK. Oh, eating their cake and having it too. 7, 7, 7, 7 in the damage. Oh, and Sea Demons are just on another level. They will not take that Blizzard World lightly. They're coming into Servasa with an absolute statement to make the DPS lineup and the tanks just stepping up to the pressure. The beat's ready from Stu, though. Gilbert has struggled to get good pulse bomb since that double. They need a big one now, though.
Finds 2! The Rampage, though, only going to land on the Chicano right there as Pika Pepper able to Suzu some of them clean there. But Gilbert will find Chicano, who fight is already lost here for the boxes, and they invested that Rampage.
Oh, it's 30% left. Sea Demons looking to take control of this one between the top 2 teams of this division. Gilbert still has the pulse bomb. Didn't get to use it yet, and that's something that Pika Pepper's going to be very aware of, because that Suzu's going to be very important. You also want to be building that rush.
PK come here early as they want to play aggressive. Pulse bomb going to come out, only stick to the ground right there, but they will find Helios. Pika Pepper, KK going to immediately find 2 right back. Here comes the Casino Rush. The Sea Demons looking to end it here and now. Already 3 to the good right now. Make it 4. All they have to do is get rid of Gilbert right now, and they will go on to series point, and they are going to be able to do that.
Absolutely demonic. They're back in the sea and they're destroying the 7 seas. All sailors beware. Oh, it's so back and forth, Dex. I love the energy of this match. The players are bringing it. The teams are coordinated. They are taking blow for blow. It is a beautiful bout here, and KK absolutely tearing up the field. I mean, we've talked about so much about the Tracers, right? And Stepbro definitely had the edge overall here, getting that double pulse bomb in the second to last fight. But KK had an absolute dominant run there, and Chicano, I don't think I saw a single rampage that didn't win a fight. Chicano's on top form there as the queen. We finally see these teams on Brawl, and we understand why they both enjoy it so much.
Yeah, absolutely. And you said it right here. This series is back and forth, but what do you expect out of the 2 best teams here in this NA Console Open tier? This is what you kind of would expect here. And right now, Gio, I mean, I think you might honestly have the closest prediction here. I have the feeling this is going to go all the way to a map 5.
Certainly. It's got the feeling of it, right? If you just follow the patterns, you see that. It was not quite a dominant, but a strong showing from Sea Demons on Antarctic. And a very dominant showing on Blizzard World by the mission boxes, and I think Sea Demons, I think it's fair to say, a dominant showing there in Servasa. They've head back, and the stats tell an interesting story in terms of Stepbro. Only 4 deaths, less than half of that of Gilbert's. Keeping yourself alive is such an important part of being a tracer, and that's a massive difference maker. Well, the rest of the stats don't say too much in terms of like too different. They are very equal in all other respects. It's just keeping yourself alive in those extra fights. Stepbro's just there to even just something you can't make a stat for is presence. It's aura. right? And if a team feels the aura of a good Tracer in the backline, they play a little bit more careful. They don't want to go in too hard. They don't want to use their resources and get themselves caught out. And it's that aura that Step Bro is bringing to this game that's changing a lot of these fights.
Yeah, and one thing I want to give the Sea Demons a lot of credit for there was sticking with the Junker Queen there. I mean, we saw the Mischievous boxes go over to the Doomfist, and it won them a point there. I kind of thought, it wins them that point if they don't win that next fight going into point 3, I believe it was. Do they make the Doomfist swap there as well? Because we've seen what the tank there for the Sea Demons has been able to do on the Doomfist, but they stuck with the Junker Queen. And like you said, every rampage they hit won them a fight.
Every rampage was just so strong and fight winning. It hit so many people, and of course, if you're not running the Kiriko, you don't have Suzu. That's a strength for the Kiriko. And as we head on to push and we head on to particularly East Parancha, I think we're not going to see too much different. Queen runs wild in East Parancha, and these teams clearly are strong with it. I think Sea Demons, they might actually have the edge here. They might have the Queen compositional advantage. And thinking, what about bringing Ramatra out? What if we brought Ramatra out, Tracer, Sojourn? We could poke out the Queen, force resources out before we get into the brawl. That's a potential idea here to utilize if you're Mischief boxes, because meeting a Queen for Queen, that didn't quite go their way there. They flirted with the Doomfist and they went on to Doomfist, but it didn't quite work out. If you are going to play the Queen, I think you have to run the Kiriko. I know I've been a big fan and a big proponent of the Moira, but I think Sea Demons had a point in playing Kiriko with the Queen comp, because you can Suzu a Rampage and make it much less effective.
Yeah, and another thing, just looking back at the last map stats again, I feel like we didn't touch on was Violent there. Had 11 deaths. That was more than both the DPS on the side of Sea Demons had combined, who only had 10. Violent came in on Blizzworld, and in my opinion, was a spark plug for this Mischief Boxes team. I don't think they were that same spark plug they were on that last map. I mean, they had tied for the least amount of eliminations on their team that game with Stewie, who also had 17.
I think perhaps that's just down to Sea Demons knowing. It's like, okay, watch out for Violent then. They brought Violent in for Blizzard World, we got rolled on it. Watch out for this Violent guy. Keep your eyes out. Maybe focus them a little bit. But Sea Demons, they're sticking to what works in Servasa. Mischief Boxes, I feel like we're throwing something at the wall here with a Cassidy. Maybe you deal with the Tracer, but that's kind of like rolling on your back in the Tracer world, right? Basically showing defeat. But if you can land those shots as a Cassidy, go for it. Take out that Tracer.
Well, the bad news is to start off this fight is Sanjay already demech'd right there. Healer's going to be able to find Stewie. Shikano will find Sanjay right there, but Violent, they're going to be able to find Pika Pepper, but honestly, that one pick there by Violent might be the only thing boxes get.
Yeah, if you get rushed onto by a Queen comp and you're a Diva, sure, you can block some projectiles, but if they have Shout to sustain themselves, nuh-uh, ain't gonna work. You're gonna be out of that mech like it's Sunday, but it's Friday night, we're in a battle, and Sanjay's went back to the Queen. Now Gilbert is the odd one out. I think Spawn Camp sticking to the Moira might be a detriment. Gilbert's got to come up with some magic here to prove why Cassidy is the choice here.
Yeah, absolutely here. I think you have one or two more lives on it. If you cannot find Stepbro, you need to swap back off to something else here. You eventually see Sanjay come onto this low ground here. He'll immediately find KK, which is a huge pick-off there for the Sea Demons. They have to kind of fall back without that pressure that KK can provide.
And KK provides a whole lot of pressure. Yeah, a beautiful Gracie from Sanjay. We've seen that before as well, being able to just hit them. Both these tanks so strong with the Junker Queen. And that's the angle control I want to see. I want to see KK get dealt with. Basically the same way that Violent got dealt with last time. Chicano's just constantly on Violent. If Sanjay's constantly on KK, they're not going to get as much done.
But with Gilbert finding KK out here again early, the hindrance coming on there onto Chicano, who's still going after Gilbert right now. Very low on health. They're able to fall back down and get healed back up here. We weren't going to be able to find Helios right there. And I mean, at this point, the Demons have lost this fight. They might end up losing the lead as well.
Ye old Peacemaker proving itself valuable against the modern railgun. All boomers rejoice. But now they are looking like they're going to get the lead here. Potentially the forward spawn, but there could be a touch. Sakano and Sanji going to have the rampages ready, and we've talked about how Pika Pepper can ruin Sanji's, but there's really no response the other way. Gilbert again!
But a 3-man rampage comes out. Gilbert gonna pop the high noon right here. Find Elio. So now already 2 down are the demons. Chicano will find Vulan out here. But that will be the only thing they get this fight as the boxes take the lead and will get the forward spawns.
All right, Cowboy, prove yourself, prove the point. And Cassidy, it's worked. Sometimes you throw at the wall and it sticks. Now you've got Coalescence. You can be that aggressive. Helios is going to beat it. So maybe you coalesce, get the beat out, come in with Vulan's overclock. There's definitely a way to puzzle pieces. Gilbert again, hello!
We are starting to see a lot more Cassie be played. This is the reason why Gilbert finds KK before they get taken out by the pulse bomb right there. If the Sea Demons have a fighting chance, this is the fight they need to win here right now. But losing Stepbro and about to lose Chicano, you are not in a good spot here.
Oh, and that lead is just increasing and increasing. They've got the forward spawn. Gilbert's going to come back, opening 3 fights in a row with the elimination. Gilbert, absolutely brilliant. But these overclocks are still in play. Sea Demons, they got the pulse bomb out, but they didn't really invest there. I think they were kind of reactionary in terms of waiting for the ults. I want to see them be very active here, and here they go.
Both support limbs coming out here from the boxes as you only see the kit rush come out here from Sea Demons. Now both overclocks coming out as well. Elios Vito going to be able to keep the boxes support through this early fight right now. And you'll see that the advantage going their way already. Finding 2. Could they make it 3? They're going to be able to make it 3. Both the supports, though, going to be able to escape. Nope, it's only going to be Stewie that escapes.
There we go, Sea Demons, they get control. But in terms of getting that forward spawn, they're at least another fight away from doing that and trying to equalize this map in a small way. They are going to have the pulse. They will be able to build Rampage if they're smart with it, but they have to be very careful of a speeding high noon, which has caught one of their team out before. Nice rotation here from Mischievous Boxes right into the backline.
Yeah, this is a great rotation here for them, especially with Gilbert having that high noon ready to go. They're going to be able to get some damage, but not be able to find any picks just yet. Hold on that for another second. You might find the Lucio there. But right now, Sea Demons so close to getting these forward spawns here. That would be a great play for them if they're able to right now. Only one ultimate ready at the moment. Chicano very close to the rampage. The pulse bomb comes out. Not going to be able to find anyone right now. And Gilbert has a great angle right now. The rampage comes out. Hits on to 3. Already 2 taken out right there. You do lose Stepbro. Trades going each way. But right now, Sea Demon still sitting up on top.
Sanji Shout got pushed out kind of earlier there. Didn't give them enough health to sustain. That was the calling card to go in for the Sea Demons as Chicago just went in, and Chicano's on 8-3 here. Again, very strong Queen player, and it's put Sanji in a very difficult place. Sanji, however, does have this overclock. You want to force Suzu first. Your win condition is forcing Suzu, but without a Tracer, that's basically impossible. You just need to go for it.
But finding Gilbert is a huge thing right now. Sanji, like you said, has this annihilation. I mean, this rampage ready to go here. But they won't need it this fight. I mean, they're finding the picks without them. The Sea Demons able to cut this lead down a little bit. But, I mean, no ultimates used there for the boxes. That was a huge win for them.
Arthur Morgan. The lore. Arthur Morgan right before us. From Red Dead to Overwatch. Gilbert is an absolute peacemaker. And now they've got plenty of ults, Mischievous Boxes, to keep control. Forward spawn from Sea Demons means that this fight is going to be nice and forward here. But if you go in with a Coalescence, force the beat, then go for a Rampage, you're in a great position.
Rampage comes out, hits on to 4. 3 of them able to be Suzu's right there. Helios, the only one that's not going to be able to continue rush coming out here. High noon from Gilbert, looking for anyone they can, but they're just going to force them to stay in that small area. They'll find Stepbro through it all. And hey, Sea Demons, the bot is being pushed right now.
Guys, the bot. Yeah, very sneaky choice there. But they are going to wrap this one up. But hold on, no, yeah. The scramble onto point was chaotic and allowed Sanji to find that elimination. Dex, they're still in this fight.
They are still in this fight, and they have the numbers with them here. Chicano getting taken out very early on. I mean, the box is about to round to the home stretch here.
Absolute slobber knocker of a match between these top teams. So many ults coming out from both sides also. The beat from Stewie needs to be very well timed here to stick, but Gilbert gets them.
Yeah, Stepbro able to find them right back with their own pulse bomb right there. So a 1-for-1 trade there, but he did get the pulse bomb to come out there. However, Sea Demons, I mean, they need to win a huge fight here. They get the Rampage come out there, hits onto 2. There's going to be no cleanse on either of them. Sanji falls there, was very close to being able to get some health there, but now you're just seeing the Sea Demons clean up this fight. However, because of how far the barrier is pushed, I don't think they're going to be able to reset the spawns.
No, they'll not. They'll have another fight in the mid. They'll need another fight again to get control and start pushing. They're maybe 3, potentially 4 fights away from getting the lead, and it's only with 2 minutes left. Sea Demons, they need to be very perfect, very pitch perfect here.
Chicano has to use that shout to get themselves out. The overclock coming out here from Viewland, looking for anyone they can. KK will be the first one to fall, and who else? It's Gilbert finding that one there. The overclock will come and go, not being able to find anyone, but hey, it doesn't matter when the rest of your team is finding picks like they are. Chicano, though, finds a huge pick right there, but Sanji able to trade it right back out.
I'll never forget the day Gilbert came into town, rode in on a horse, and won every damn fight in the first elimination. Has the high noon as well. 90 seconds to go, and with Mischievous boxes in control, Sea Demons are up against an absolute tight. Gilbert's on a flank. Are we going to see a flank noon in 2024? No, they've revealed themselves. I was getting too excited. But Gilbert's absolutely decimating here. They've got Coalescence to push it. Both beats are ready.
Coalescence coming out here from Spawn Camp U, trying to just, push the Sea Demons back here a little bit. You see the Sea Demons having 4 ultimates ready to go right now. Mischievous Box is having 3. The Kitsune Rush coming out here from Pika Pepper first. And you did see Stepbro recognize Gilbert up there. Rampage does come out, does not hit onto anyone. The high noon going to be canceled out there by Stepbro right there. Now, Sea Demons, you need to win this fight, and you cannot use as many ultimates as you did there, in my opinion.
Yes, especially if you have so many fights in a row that you have to win. Boxes, they threw everything but the box at them. It does give Sea Demons a little bit of leeway here. However, this next fight, you might need to invest Overclock. The fight after that, you might need to invest Rampage. By that time, you need more ults. You need more in the arsenal. 20 seconds, this will be overtime if Sea Demons want to take this and have a potential of closing out the series here. But it's going to be so tough. They need to play so pitch perfect that more than they've ever done.
Overtime will commence here in a moment. Sanji getting very low. The Rampage finds 3 already. 1 taken out right there. You're going to be able to hold on to that overclock here for a moment, but you cannot lose any of these members on your KK Stepbro getting incredibly low right here. They're going to be able to get the forward spawns, but like you said, there are a lot more fights ahead of them.
Okay, brilliant. You still have the overclock. Oh, that's a massive loss. Helios can come back, though, with Gilbert actually getting forced out in overtime. There's going to be a 4v4 fight here, potentially, but you've got the overclock, so Sea Demons, they might have the advantage here if it is a 4v4 push before Helios gets back.
Helios, like you said, on that Lucio Sugar back. Here comes the overclock. Stewie finding one. Gonna try to force back Sanji here a little bit, looking for anyone they can right now. Viewland gets incredibly low right there. Same thing with Sanji. That would be a huge person to get right there, but they're gonna be able to find Viewland right there. You see that lead cutting down to less than 20 meters right now. Sea Demon still holding on to control. Stepbro does have a pulse bomb ready to go here. Less than 10 meters now. Could the Sea Demons come back in overtime?
They're going to have the call. They can push in with that. Viewland's very close to overclock, but can Stepbro put some magic out with this pulse bomb?
The pulse bomb's going to have to be big this time around. The Coalescence comes and goes right there for Spawn Camp. You're not going to be able to find anyone, not going to be able to force that out here. But Sea Demon's coming on both their support ultimates here. This could be their fight right now. Boxes, Gilbert getting very close to a pulse bomb of their own. The beat comes out here from Ilios. 7 meters the difference right now. Stepbro in the back line, going to be able to find Gilbert right there. Now the pressure coming on them. Spawn Camp, you will find Pika Pepper, but they use their ultimate beat now coming out from Stewie. The pulse bomb just going to be chucked out there. Kills going back and forth. Stepbro finds Sanji right there. Still 4 meters. Get rid of the Lucio. We might have a little bit of a different story here. Viewland, though, going to be able to keep their team in this. The Rampage comes out. Hits onto 2 right there. Did they...
Wait, no! No!
They see no! They see no!
Play of the game.
I have never 360 spun during a cast. At least I can't recall. That Rampage was so good, but the Tracer wasn't on the point. Step Bro was not on the point. So, Mischievous boxes, they get the win. They did well to do it. They played well throughout the map. But, folks, I'm in shock. That's so unfortunate. You change one thing in that fight, you communicate that you're overclocking Several's on the point, you win. It's a 3-1. And Dex can glow. But Dex can't glow. It's 2 for 2. I think Dex is gone.
I have seen some rough ways to lose. That might be up there. Oh, I feel so bad for them. I mean, they had it in the palm of their hands here. I mean, this was by far the closest map of the night. Straight up, the closest map of the night. And the Sea Demons were able to do so much right here. I mean, you look at the tank battle right here, Chicano, and this, in my opinion, is just the main difference on those last couple of fights.
Yeah.
Chicano came alive, and Sanji kind of fell off there a little bit. I mean, oh, they had everything going their way.
You might have heard it on the broadcast, folks. I've had a bit of a cold. I think watching that C9 cured me. It cleansed me because like 2 negative may make a positive, and I am now 100%. There's not a whole lot to say there other than Mr. Boxes, they still earned that. They threw something at the wall. Gilbert, insane. How do you keep getting the first elimination as a Cassidy? An absolutely great showing there. So 2 for 2. Match point between the 2 top teams. It's never been more back and forth between these teams as it has been right now. This has been one of the most entertaining, if not the most entertaining CGL matches that I myself have been a part of, and it will continue. It will culminate after this break. So get a quick water, get a quick snack. You do not want to miss the conclusion of this match right now.
Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours. Yo. Cash and the ticket is yours.
Welcome back, everyone. Me and Gio had a quick therapy session after that one right there. But, I mean, Gio, you were talking about as being one of the best CGL matches you've been a part of in a long time. I'm thinking right now we're looking at an early candidate for best series of the year so far.
You know it when you feel it in your blood, when you're watching it and you can't help but be a part of it, be in the lobby with the players. That's when you know you have a match of the year candidate. And by golly, these teams, they're throwing haymakers at each other and they're fighting for it. You can feel the players. They want to win. They want to be at the top of the standings, and they are not letting anything go by them. We have an absolute stellar of a match here, and we will see the conclusion of it. I genuinely... I know we all have predictions on the go. I don't know which way this is going, Dex.
Yeah, we all had predictions, and I was talking to you about that during that break. At this point, I don't necessarily care who wins anymore. I don't. I mean, both these teams have shown us a lot, and in my opinion, even if the Sea Demons don't win this one here, you heard the desk talking a lot about them, talking about their easy schedule, the one game that was forfeited because a team that's not even in the league anymore was that team. I mean, I feel like this was a huge match here for the Sea Demons to just prove themselves that they deserve to be that 3-0 team at the moment. But right now, I mean, they're one map away from being 4-0.
It's tough to predict, right? I mean, when you're looking back, you basically only have the chapter titles. You don't have the full chapters, you don't have the full laydown of what actually occurred in matches that we haven't had on broadcast, so it's very difficult to predict. But these teams, both of them, have absolutely earned it. Whichever one gets the win has earned it, because we've seen each team get stomped by the other. We've seen each team tooth and nail, clawing and fighting with centimeters, with inches, with pixels to go on the point. As we head onto Route 66, it's the highway to glory for one of these teams, as they will culminate themselves as winner of the series, potentially series of the season, and also they'll be on top of the standings. They will be the monarchs of the realm, and there's so much to play for, and I think there's so much like ego as well. Like, I'm not saying they're egoing, but there's so much ego here. The players want it, they want to prove it, and on Route 66, it's their place to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, wait, map 5 with the Headrammer selection? I mean, hey, wait, Gio, you also had a map 5. So,
I think that's saying the Headrammer selected the map.
Okay, maybe that's the case here.
Yes.
But, okay. I'm not going to talk a lot about the boxes comp here at the moment because they're in the spawn, but Gio, what do you think about the Demons making a little bit of a swap here?
I've talked about throwing things at the wall to see if it sticks. Now, this isn't so much of a chaos choice because we know Spam plays super well into Route 66. Long sight lines, and that's where a Discord orb is a little bit harder to kite. And that's the difference, right? You can kite that Discord, you don't have that anymore. However, if they get onto your backline, night, it's over. You're back to spawn. You want to keep that rotation away from them, and with that Lucio and Junker Queen, it can get very easy for them to be able to speed onto the point. It's difficult though on Route 66, you have to wind round and then you're getting spammed up on. It's all about how Mischievous boxes secure these rotations onto that high ground.
And this is a very interesting pick here from Gilbert, a very hit or miss pick in my opinion, because if it hits, it's going to lead to huge openings, but if it doesn't, if they're not able to find those headshots, not able to find those picks, you're basically playing down a player here. But I mean, you see the Demons at the moment just playing Big Earl's roof right now.
Everyone's got a plan till they're hit by a Widow headshot, as Gilbert's just hunting for them, and they know that that's an inevitability. They're just trying to kite away from it, block it, but if they break that shield, then they don't have defense.
A creation going to come out there from Chicano pretty early, but it'll be Elios that finds the first blood here. I mean, Gilbert that finds the first blood. They're on to Elios. Viewing going to be able to find Pika Pepper right there. And with the way this fight is going, I would not be surprised if the Demons immediately make a swap here.
Pulse pistols, Peacemaker, Widow's Kiss. Doesn't matter. If it shoots bullets, Gilbert's going to get that initial elimination. What happened there was you had your tank drop down, you didn't have the shield anymore. Gilbert saw it, blood in the water like a shark clamped down. There is going to be a retouch here potentially, but if they do, it's going to be completely chaotic. They'll take a lot of damage on the entry.
Well, they get the touch there. About half a meter left to go right now. Bevulen finding Sepro out early. Remember, Sepro has just been kind of all over the place for their team, and then they lose Chicano. First point given up here, and again, I'm going to say it here. I think swaps are among us here.
Swaps might just need to be the call. It's a little bit too slow right now, and while Zen did see a lot of play, the nerf to the health just means you can be spammed out more, you can be taken out more, and we're going to see Helios. I don't love it. I really don't love it. I think Ilari is in a really tough spot right now. It's a Hail Mary play, and to be fair, you need those right now, but Gilbert's going to take your head off before you've got 2 seconds to think about where to place your turret.
Especially with the visors right now. They get the shot up there, not going to be able to find one there. Now it's a 1v1 here on this high ground. Rampage will come out from Sanjio, as well as the Coalescence. And right now, the boxes just carrying over that momentum from winning the last map here and just not being stopped.
This Widow choice working so well. Like I was talking about those long sight lines, KK can't be as aggressive with their peak, which gives Vulen a great position. They can be a little bit more aggressive because Gilbert's just controlling so much space. And I think Chicano's going to come out here with a Flux and probably just swap after it, unless they get this point.
I mean, yeah, they're going to have to do that here right now, especially since their DPS line is getting ran down right there. Elioso will be the first one to fall. KK will find 1 kill here, but that might be the only thing they get this fight here. And yeah, Stepro will get the pulse bomb kill right there. Chicano not even going to be able to use the Flux here. Stepro though, but again, not going to be enough there. So no Flux going to come out here from Chicano as they make the switch.
Okay. Finally, we're going to see a little bit of switch. To be fair, this point is much more narrow, still long sight lines, but does play into big brawls where like you like those type spots. However, with Gilbert on Cassidy again, it's a pick that got Stepbro out a lot. Now with the Ash, you have a little bit more poke, but Gilbert still finds the eliminations.
Yeah, and Gilbert goes back over to this Cassidy now. I mean, we saw how much of a difference maker that was on Esperanza there. KK, they're going to be able to shut down Stewie, but still at the moment, the box is just safely pushing this cart.
They have lost their Lucio, so they have to be careful, particularly because the beat's not ready. Stepbro finds Gilbert, and there's Sea Demons finally getting themselves into this one. Never say die attitude, it's what you need right now. It's like the finals, we might even be seeing a preview of the finals. Sanji goes down, didn't respect the damage coming out from that double, basically head scan. Double head scan backline of that Ash. You have to be very careful. In fact, Gilbert's went onto it. Of course, if you're hit by a dynamite, you get that 20% DPS buff nerf for the whole time. So you have to be very careful of what you're doing when you're peeking with a dynamite effect on.
Yeah, right now the box is coming back in, looking for angles right now. Gilbert trying to get up on this high ground right there. They do know Stepbro's back there. Get the headshot on them, get the double tap onto them right there. Now looking for KK or Pika Pepper right there. Not going to be able to find them. Elioso will trade out. KK going to be able to find Gilbert. The Rampage coming out here from Sanji will only hit on Chuchikano right there.
There
and
it
it's
is.
just KK taking over this fight with 4.
KK reminding us exactly who the heck they are. We saw this dominance previously in this series, but now they're situated, they're hunkering in, and they're finding a lot of that. Now, Sanji's went to the Doomfist to try and deal with it. If you push in, you get Gracied and Boop, you could be in a very tight spot. You need to be very careful on your engages with the Doomfist, like we've seen previously in the series as well before.
Yeah, absolutely. Sanji not gonna be able to get up onto that high ground to try to face off against Chicano on their jump right there. But you do see ultimates are ready here for both sides. I would not be surprised if this is another heavily invested ult fight here. But with Sanji finding Pika Pepper right there, you might start seeing some ultimates being forced out here from the Sea Demons. Already, Chicano falls as well, but just a little bit before that beat comes out, now the overclock coming out from KK. They need to be able to find something right here, but it's not gonna find anything because they are just running right now. Stepbro will fall right there. They have to regroup and spawn right here, but the box kind of forgot about the cart there for a moment.
Some big stagger kills there. You took down Kiriko, you took out Rush. Now you're going to have to come out here, maybe contest with Bob. Bob's better on an off angle though. Maybe come out here, Rush on point, potentially Rampage. They've got a lot of options.
Dueling Bobs, the Rampage comes out, will hit onto 3. Ice Spawn can't be immediately taken out right now. Sanji will fall right there. The Bob being the one member for the Demons on the cart right there. But now as they get rid of Gilbert, they're going to be able to stop it here. A minute and a half to go here.
Okay, we've done a lot of time bank bringing down here. That's very strong from the Sea Demons. They've showed prowess on this third point. They've shown that never dying attitude. Sanji does have this Doomfist style, will be able to go in very deep, very aggressive. We've seen in the past them getting poked out before and being forced to use it. That's not a situation you want to see, because you want to make space for Violent to build and utilize the overclock into Sea Demons.
Right now, though, the Sea Demons only have this Kitsune Rush. They might have to pop it off here, try to keep some members alive. No one will get taken out by the Meteor Strike right there, but they will lose Pika Pepper, and no Kitsune Rush will come out. KK will find Sanji right there. New Violent, though, popping off now, finding 3. Not going to be able to find the 4th one here, but will we see a touch from the Demons?
Violent shows its head. A headshot there, forcing them into spawn. They need to get this Rush on the go.
They need to be able to touch the cart as well. Pika Pepper will fall, followed by the other support there. KK will find Gilbert right there. But now still you have to deal with a couple more there. Because Chicano come back out on the ball. We see the ball betrays a lot here. Oh, 0.404 meters away right now is the cart here. But if you're the Sea Demons, you are just trying to find the kills here and eat that time bank down here. Stewie needs to get out with their life here. They cannot be staggered.
Yeah, that's very tough. They stay alive for now. 10 seconds on the board, folks. Can Sea Demons hold it out? Mischief Boxes, they need to finish this point. It's going to be a disaster to touch here, and Stepbro has pulse.
Gilbert gets the touch. Gilbert will fall there to that disrupting shot. Now the spike down comes there from Chicano. Pulse bomb going to come out, not hit on anyone. Beat coming out here from Stewie. The Mischief Boxes want this point cap here to at least force an overtime if the Demons are able to complete the map. Chicano will find one there. Stepbro shuts down Sanji, and Stepbro going in. KK popping the overclock. They're going to stop him. And just before the 3rd point right there, the Sea Demons, they have their win condition.
Absolutely pounding them with damage. I mean, you find that Kiriko a lot of the time, okay, yeah, you open it, you go, you almost complete the map, but then it comes back, gets that rush off, and then in that final fight, KK, so much damage from the sidelines with the overclock, and even by the time that SpawnCamp had built that Coalescence, off goes your noggin, bye-bye Coalescence, you're not here to play, and Sea Demons, they had a very bad point 1. They had arguably a worse point 2, but they held it in. They bunkered down. Point 3 was their corridor to victory, and they've created an opportunity for themselves, a very clear win condition, Dex, because they stopped the Mischief Boxes from completing. That's a massive win condition now. They just need to get the point to the end, and this is the series over, and they're the top dogs.
Absolutely, but I mean, hell, the Mischief Boxes, they have a whole bunch of great winning conditions right now, and you talked about it. The Sea Demons, a bad first point, a terrible second point. Then they came alive on that 3rd point. I believe they had to hold it for, I think, over 4.5 minutes there. And you see the stats right there. I mean, considering how bad the Sea Demons got rolled on those first 2 points, the fact that the stats are that close is incredible to me.
That just shows how almost perfect their plays were on 3rd point. How they held in, kept together as a team. Not only is that important in terms of mental, it's important in terms of, we're talking about who the champions of this open SR division is going to be. But now, Sanji on the Diva, we've seen this previously, has worked tandemently, but it's all about just keeping your distance here, poking out, forcing those resources. KK goes down.
KK goes down, but you talked about it there. Sanji has been a great kind of counter on the Diva, but they did not go up against Chicano on this Junker Queen here. But I mean, you already see them taking care of both the supports here. The CDs are going to have to fall back out of this. Step Bro, though, going to be able to find one more, but I think they're in a very bad spot.
Well, they've lost that fight, but they've also taken so many eliminations that they can come back into this one potentially and kind of feel like they've got control, especially if Stepbro looking to control big arrows that allows them to push main and just force a point fight and put the Diva of Sanji in a bad spot.
And right now, I mean, the Demon just looking for any opening they can. Gilbert holding on to this high ground right now. Violent will be able to get that disrupting shot there on the carpet. Again, it's not really going to stop the Demons here. You're waiting for that peel, that dive down from Sanji, from Gilbert to really see something get going here. It will be Sanji that falls here first. Incredibly low, will get DMEC, but you do lose Step Bro if you are the Demons here. But however, you do find Sanji right there. You have a huge opening right now. That knife are not going to be able to land onto anyone here. You do see KK find Violent there. Chicano going to be able to find Gilbert. And right now, I mean, the Demons just clean up these last two supports. You're going to be able to cap point A.
A little bit too late on realizing the amount of damage that Sanji was taking, and yeah, you did get Step Bro of the fight, but you do not trade your tank. It's the one role you do not trade one for one because there's only one of them. They're very rare on your team. Sea Demons now, they've got 4 minutes 30 on second point, and they're looking almost as clean as Mischievous Boxes were on their first attack. And however, they're going to struggle a little bit here with the high ground control that a Diva can create. Gilbert already finding Step Bro. It's going to be tougher to push into this setup.
Yeah, and Gilbert going back over to this Cassia, they were kind of a nuisance to the Demons on Esperanza there on that last map. But right now, I mean, if they're finding the early picks, they find KK, they find Elios. This fight already over here.
That's right. If you're on defense, don't sit back. Don't just stand on your laurels. Push them aggressive. That's what you want to see. Mischievous Boxes, they know the win condition for the Sea Demons lies on third point. So their idea is it ends here. Second point is the end. We do not go further than this phase. But there's so many ultimates. All of them for Sea Demons coming out. All of them for Mischievous Boxes. It's going to be chaos, but keep your eyes on the backline for how they keep their teams alive.
Kit Rush going to be responded here with the coalescence from the boxes right now. Stepper will go back to push the card here as the boxes have just kind of fallen back to make sure that Kitsune Rush finds nothing right there. And the coalescence, I mean, again, not necessarily finding anything there as well. So in kind of a neutral fight there, or start of the fight there from both teams, using an ultimate, nothing really coming from either of them. The hindrance there will land onto, I believe it was Chicano, but they're going to immediately get healed back up there. Sanji, though, has to heal back up to get some help.
Yeah, this Dune can create space unless you take it out. A great Gracie again from Chicano. Gilbert goes down because of it.
Bomb will come out. Not going to be able to find anyone right there. Sanji will be able to get back into the mech right there. A huge play coming out for them here. But, I mean, you look at the Sea Demons still holding on to 4 ultimates. New, but going to be able to use the overclock feat. Can come out here from both sides. Going to try to keep everyone alive. So these ultimates right now. Here comes KK's overclock. Going to be able to get Sanji out of their mech here. But Helios will find Stewie. Chicano will find Sanji. Step Bro finds Spawn Cap. And now it's just the Demons cleaning up again for a point B cap.
I think it's time that the Mischievous Boxes, they called for a priest. It's time to get this demon out of here because they're on third point. They've got 4 minutes decks. They just need to get to the end, not to continue the map, but to finish it, to finish the series, to finish the story, to prove everyone that basically bet against them absolutely wrong, including myself. Mischievous Boxes, they've went on to the Junker Queen though, as we saw last time. And they have a Kirikou Moira. Experimental here, lots of healing, lots of sustain, but without that speed, you might struggle.
And Gio, there's about 3.5 minutes left to go here. This has just been an insane series, and at this point, I don't care how it ends. These two teams have put on what might be one of the best performances we will see this season, this year for CGL. Step Bro not going to let Gilbert escape their huge opening pick. Right now, you do see the Rampage comes out and finds 2. They need to be able to confirm some of them here. Not going to be able to do it just yet. Elios, though, will fall. However, the Sea Demons just slowly pushing that card up.
Violet was at 1 HP, gets the health, takes out Step Bro, but does get pulse. I think it's equalized here. The defense have the control. That was very close. Gilbert's got to be so careful of doing that. Of course, they're in the Cassidy now. That very tried and true Cassidy that's come in clutch for them before, and they're at it. They're up against it. We've seen the Sea Demons in this position. Now it's time for the Mischievous boxes to prove that they've got the gusto, that they've got the power to just keep fighting. It's Helm's Deep here. They've got the coalescence. They can push in. Pika Pepper's very close to the rush, though. You can't let them just take control of this high ground. You've got to fight for this space.
Stepbro going over to the Soldier here is a very interesting swap for them right now. And if you're the Sea Demons here, I mean, the boxes have ultimates on their side. Maybe you take a fight here or two, just allow them to use them here. But no, Pika Pepper is going to use that Suzu against Chicano right back out after that Rampage comes out there from Sanjay. They want to try to end it here and now. Stepbro already finding value with the rockets here. KK touchdown Sanjay right here. The overclock from KK, finding one, finding two. There's the third. Could this be it for the Sea Demons?
It might just be. It's going to be absolute chaos, pandemonium for the Mischievous boxes. There's a Doomfist on play. You need to touch this, or you're going to take so much damage, Dex.
The Suzu already being invested there. Stewie going to be able to use the Consuming Rush there. KK's finds Stewie, but now the overclock coming out here from Beerlin. Going to be able to find one. Pika out right there. There goes Elios here. The Sea Demons might just have to give this one up. And Geo, at this point, this is deja vu all over again from the last round.
Beautiful. You fight for it. You want it. You win it. Mischievous boxes. Viewlin getting that overclock. Finding those eliminations right at the end. Sanjay going back onto the Queen for that sustain. They have to be also aware of that Rampage. But with that Suzu from Stewie that they now have in their arsenal, they can hold in 1 minute, folks. 1 minute, and you will have a top #1 spot place team in the standings. The beat's ready from Helios, though. That's one thing that the boxes don't have. It's something that can get them this fight.
And the Demons, though, they have every advantage in their hands right now. They have 3 ultimates. They cannot
Big
lose anyone
Gracie!
early. Stepbro is not who you can lose early there. Do you back out or do you just engage? It looks like they want to try to back out here.
Oh yeah, they've only got 40
Take it out.
seconds. Okay, you get Gilbert. That secured your backup. Gilbert will be there again. Got the pulse bomb. It's going to be last fight with 30 seconds less than going in. Stepbro wants the high ground so they can visor. If you give them this high ground, it could be tough. You want to look for a great pulse here, Gil.
Stepbro cannot get knifed off of the visor coming out. Will or
Goes
maybe
down.
find Gilbert. There's a no pulse bomb out. Here comes a Rampage. Will land on the Sanji right there. The Suzu not going to be able to get to them right
One
there.
HP.
Sanji falls. Spawn Campy falls as well. The Sea Demons, they are 1 kill away and they will do it here.
They've done it! They've proved everyone wrong! Out of the ocean, they've dominated the 7 seas and then some! They take down Mischievous boxes, they prove everybody wrong, and they cement themselves that #1 spot in the standings. Outstanding from Sea Demons. Not the way that they adapt, not just the way that their compositions are set up, but the heart and soul of the team to hold in for so long on their first defense and then to secure the win. An outstanding match, Dex.
Gio, we talked about it. I mean, this was potentially one of the best CGL matches ever here. I mean, back and forth. It had the drama. It had the team plays. It had one-sided dominations. It had C9s. It had players popping off. What more could you ask for here? Honestly, like, yeah, I'm happy I'm the only one that predicted the Sea Demons to win here. But honestly, I don't care about that. This was just a great series overall, and like I said going in this map, I didn't care who won. We were gifted with an incredible series that few wish they could see.
I feel like there's so many superhero-like movies within this, so many duels, the tank lines facing off in terms of who's the best Junker Queen. You had Stepbro and Gilbert on the Tracers. You've got so much power here. I do not envy the people that need to choose MVP because so many players stood up to the mark and proved themselves something here. But yeah, incredible match, and we do have the stats here at the end, and the only person that doesn't have double-digit deaths is Stewie, so very fair enough. I mean, it helps that you're playing the Kiriko at the end, but there's so much to play off here, including almost a 40 bomb from Chicano. Amazing. You almost drop a 40 bomb on the final map of a 5-map series. That tells you something about what that tank is made of and the sort of prowess that they're going to bring to a team.
I mean, I'm just looking at the stats there again, Gio. I mean, again, it's incredibly close between everyone, and it goes the distance. It went to overtime, and like I said, it was deja vu all over there again on that last round. The Mischievous boxes stopped the Sea Demons with 1.5 minutes to go, just like the Sea Demons stopped the Mischievous boxes from completely capping that map right there. I mean, these two teams put on a performance, and honestly, I don't feel like either of them, or I don't feel like the Mischievous boxes should hang their heads on this one here. I mean, you talk about an incredible performance from everyone on that team. I mean, both teams were one fight away on several maps from winning those maps.
Yeah.
I mean, but like I'll say that just to say one more thing about the Sea Demons. I mentioned it before coming into Route 66. The desk was questioning them on their 3-0 record, saying they hadn't played anyone. I said, well, that's not their fault. They had only been given the hand they were dealt there, and they had handled it perfectly here. I had thought coming in this final map, they showed a lot about this team. Even if they had lost, I felt like they would have came out winners. But now this is just a cherry on top for them, that the fact they leave this series still with a perfect record.
Yeah, unpredictable. You show someone Blizzard World, you don't predict the winner. You show someone any other map in this series, you say predict a winner. It's so tough. It's impossible. And that just means that a potential rematch between these teams, probably in the grand finals, that's going to be an exciting prospect, because we've got two absolute tigers fighting for control. But let's hear what our wonderful desk has to say, and if they will answer for their crimes and their predictions.
Enjoy your awards, guys.
Holy crap!
Overwatch. We just
That
got the best game of Overwatch that I think we are going to get for quite some time. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the desk. I also, before we go any further, do want to give a big shout out to our casters, Dexatron and Geo, because without them, they would not have given us a phenomenal series. It wouldn't have been anywhere near as exciting or as hype as it was. So thank you so much to those two for the amazing amount of work that they put into it and giving this series the respect and the love, the attention that it deserves. But Sea Demons, Seaman Demons, 3-2 against Mischievous boxes. I'm sorry, Headremmer, they deserve it at least once. At least once.
I can't.
Okay. No, that series is insane.
Really, there was so many different things.
Nah, Hippie, put that on Headrammer, man.
No, what do you mean?
changed
It said
his
right.
pick.
It said
You
3-2.
Nah, you changed your pick, buddy. I got the screenshots.
No,
I
I
got the screenshots. They're going on Twitter.
All right, so we may have Dexatroned a little bit here, but the crazy part is that Dexatron was the only one correct on their predictions. But I don't really care. Really, I don't care, because we got the best game of Overwatch that we possibly could have ever gotten.
Okay, so from a mechanical standpoint, these two teams absolutely blew out the park, and just the macro play, understanding when to disengage, understanding when to go in, understanding that you know when we saw the 0.04 meter hold there inside the hideouts, the fact that we see what we don't see anymore is a wrecking ball coming out to stall and then K popping the flip off. I mean, this was everything that Friday Night Overwatch envisions to be, and it completely exceeded my expectations. I thought that, honestly, Mischievous Boxes had the series in their hands. Sea Demons, honestly, came out with fire in their eyes. We had the classic seesaw battle. Neither team wanted to give it up. These are your two best teams in the open console tier, by the way, by and far. And I won't have any other questions otherwise. Ray, I hear you groaning in the background. But I mean, in the console open tier, yeah, no, there's no difference.
Ray, give it to us. Give it to us straight.
Sorry, you can never count out our current reigning champs, Short Bus. They are probably the most talented team in this conference, but I'm willing to hear the arguments here. So, but I will not have Short Bus's name taken out of the conversation. Anyway,
Oh Lord, where are they?
one
at
thing
right
I
now?
will say that I was
Where are
impressed
they?
with from what?
Where's Short Bus right now?
They're the other division. There's 2 divisions.
Okay, I'm here for that. But I mean, I'm gonna say, based upon what I just saw, there's something here. There's an intangible here, Ray. There's tenacity. There's the dog in these 2 teams. I think that when steel sharpens steel, Short Bus might have a run for their money. I'll leave it at that.
We'll see. You know what? I'll say this to you, Billy. I'll see you at grand finals between Sea Demons and Short Bus.
Okay. I will see you there. I will sit next to you. I will buy you popcorn.
The
And I will buy the soda.
challenge has been issued. We got the snacks all ready to go. Hey, remember, we didn't get an invitation. What's up with that? I don't know. We'll figure that out later. We'll figure that out later. We'll work on that behind the scenes. But I mean, it is fair to say though that we were feeling something out of Mischievous boxes. I mean, map 1 was a pretty dominant affair from Sea Demons, but then you go into Blizzard World where Mischievous boxes, you swapped out, right? You swapped out your DPS player from TST Glitch. You bring in Violent, and they just destroyed the Sea Demons and Remmer. And so I think that was kind of that moment where like, okay, this is the Mischievous boxes that we know and love. And then we just went into a complete 5-map banger of a series.
No, absolutely. It seemed like, like you mentioned, like first map, pretty dominant, but second map, I was watching it, I'm like, all right, my pred's coming true. I'm going to redeem myself here. Have a chance. They went into after the attack, there was 0 kills on this other team. I was running the stats for that point, and up until halfway through the second round attack, there was no kills at all on the side of on Sea Demons for there. It was but they did not like that. They did not they did not take that very kindly and just came back swinging.
No, they didn't. But Billy, there's one big thing we need to talk about, because this should have technically ended on map number 4 on Esperanza when we got the C9 of the Sentry, a mistimed ultimate that cost the Sea Demons map number 4.
Correct. So, I mean, the fact that they win 3 fights there to get themselves on the precipice,
50 meters.
It was, yeah. We were actually watching this and like and following along and feeling everybody's complete roller coaster ride that Esperanza was. They had the fight won. That rampage completely annihilates everybody, but the momentum carries them off the point. Step Bro is not there. Looking for a mega because the mini was gone. That's why they lose their Step Bro in chat put it that he was looking for resources. That's just a brain burp. It should have ended 3-1 right there, if we're being all completely honest. But as it turns out, we get Route 66 as the ultimate ending map. And I think as a fan of the CGL, I think as a fan of the console tiers, somebody that's been here a long time, Headrammer's been here before me, I think that's one of the finest series of Overwatch that I have seen on camera that has been streamed. I think that's one of the finest ones because there was no quit.
No.
There was no backing down. And I think that's why I go into Ray a little bit on this one. And Ray, you can agree or disagree, but I mean, they put it all out on the line. I think that has to weigh something looking down the future of what's going to happen later on when we get to the end of the season. This series right here may be a defining point where we see Short Bus actually have some competition going up against them.
No, I agree. I wasn't trying to make it out like Short Bus is going to dominate everyone, but I just feel like coming into it, they have the exact same team, and they won last season, so you can't really like not mention them when we're talking about it. Like I said, I'll see them in grand finals. I think there's going to be the 2 teams we see at the midseason grand finals. Just to put things into perspective, I'm sure all of you in Twitch chat can hear my voice, and it's waning, and it's sore. But when I saw that C9 happen, they can attest, I was yelling. I could not believe it. Like, this series just had all the intrigue, excitement, and enthrall you could ask for in an Overwatch series. And I'm just so happy to be part of the desk for this. And man, just what a show between these 2 teams. And who knows, maybe we see this matchup again in the midseason playoffs.
I'm hoping we do. I want to get this rematch of the century and see who would be able to come out on the other end of it successfully. So we are going to go ahead and crown our MVP, but before we do, I actually want to talk about a little bit, it kind of leads into it sort of our MVP, because we were kind of going back and forth on whichever team was going to win, who our MVP should be. And so I want to start off with who we had on the side of Mischievous Boxes, which will lead into our eventual crowning of the actual MVP. But I Spawn Camp You was kind of a monster on the field as Moira, which is interesting though. The fact that they got so much value out of a Moira as compared to what we were seeing from the Kiriko, especially when you consider right headrammer, we saw a lot of that Junker Queen and how much those rampages were having impact.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those things we often see that, like, if the other team's running Queen, you're like, okay, we run the Kiriko, we Suzu, whatever the anti, but no, they were completely fine not doing that. And I mean, they had over that last map, they had over 16,000 healing, a good chunk of damage at the same time, and I think there's a pretty clear reason why we see Moira kind of coming back to the meta right now. After being out for quite a long time, she put with all the healing nerfs as well as just her general survivability, she by far keeps enough people, puts enough healing on the field to keep you alive, be that evasive character, and even through the rampages, still getting a lot of value.
I mean, Billy, there were a couple of moments from my Spawn Camp where we were jaw dropped from those coalescences where, in all actuality, they should be dead. They somehow survived through a myriad of ultimates being thrown at them.
I think it's just understanding of knowing, what's on the field. I would venture to say that it was probably I Spawn Camp You ult tracking, just based upon the movements that we saw on the screen. Stewie kind of stagnant a little bit. If I'm going to nitpick things, a little bit stagnant on the Lucio. Sometimes going for more damage than healing. You saw that there was a very wide margin between your main support and your flex support there. So, and you look at the Sea Demons composition; they were very close, neck and neck with each other. So I think that there was more of a damage bend here for Stewie on the Lucio. Now the sound barriers were absolutely pivotal in a lot of those fights, but I think I Spawn Camp You is probably one of the best here in the NA console open tier as far as flex support. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens down the line, because that Moira play, I want to kind of circle back just a little bit. When talking about Ray has a very good relationship with the Mischievous Boxes, and he actually was talking with them during the match, like in between maps. He was like a cat on the roof, like got his tail ran over when the C9 happened. He was the first to shout out, "They're not touching! They're not touching!" He was like, his voice has gone even more because of it. I want to kind of throw it to Ray, because he's kind of got that special thing going on with the Mischievous Boxes. I mean, tell us what you guys were talking about during the match.
I mean, they definitely were exuding confidence the entire time. After, they had that dominating effort on Blizzard World, they messaged me, we're just kind of 3-1 Andes like the Dallas Fuel. So, like, they were just like, we're coming back in this, we're going to win. I mean, unfortunately, they didn't end up getting the win, but it was an incredible series that they were able to put on and display. And I think going forward, one thing they can take away from this is we talked about coming into this house. Sometimes Gilbert can be too much of like the solo, like, let me do everything. I'm going to make plays. There were times where me and Sam and Billy were watching and we're like, I don't know why he's taking that duel. I don't know about that one. Like, I feel like sometimes it would be better suited for Gilbert to help with the team, get all those one clips on the team and start getting that 20% reduction healing and allow the fights to conclude faster.
Well, regardless, we did get impressive performance out of Mischievous boxes, but it's not good enough, unfortunately. It was all, I think, we here on the desk can agree from the Sea Demons, none other than the tank extraordinaire themselves, Chicano. We saw a lot of Junker Queen out of them tonight. But I think what else was also really impressive about them was the flexibility of being able to switch to different tanks at a moment's notice where they needed them and when they needed them. I don't think there is any denying this, Billy. Those rampages changed entire tones of a fight and gave so much benefit here to the Sea Demons. It's kind of the identity that we felt coming and exuding off of this team.
Right, and I think that's the big thing, is that it's identity. It's the fact that they can flex to different style of tanks. The Junker Queen was supreme. We did not see, except for maybe one fight that wasn't won on the back of a rampage throughout the entirety of the series. So that's the value of the Junker Queen right there. The Doomfist was fantastic. The Diva, okay. But I think the one that really shocked me the most, that actually swayed me off of Step Bro, was the fact that they came out on Wrecking Ball and got the adaptive shieldings up. I think they were up around 800, 900 health points at that point. And were able to allow K to get back into the fight, pop the overclock, and stop it at 0.04 meters. And actually got a kill themselves to boot. I mean, that was just split-second decision-making. And for tanks, I mean, right now, it's a barren wasteland of pain.
It really is.
Tank in Overwatch 2 right now. And the fact that he is able to do that and do it with class and get a frag there with 0.04 meters, by the way, is the reason why, that just tipped the scales for me. Absolutely. It was an opus magnum of tank play here in Overwatch 2.
Absolutely. I mean, Ray, we were struggling to figure out who was going to be the team MVP, the MVP of this match, but it just goes to show you what we were getting out of Chicano, that they were able to stand head and shoulders, at least just a little bit, above players like Step Bro, above players like K, who by no means were not picking up the slack and saving the day and bringing massive amounts of pain.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you could have made a case for a lot of different people on the side of Sea Demons, but I think at the end of the day, I think the right choice was Chicano. The only pause I gave was because we were talking about how impactful these rampages were time and time again. I'm like, but the other team's not running Kiriko, so it's tough for me to be like, they're just getting free rampages. There's nothing to stop it. But I mean, they always had it at the exact right time, and it had the exact impact to come through at the right time. So it's not like they're just, I don't know, it was the timing of them, and it was like the situations where they came up. It was superb.
It really was, and that's, to me, speaks volumes about what Chicano has done. Because, yeah, you can say that, sure, the enemy team didn't have the Kiriko, which is why I wanted to bring up I Spawn Camp You, because I thought it was pretty impressive what they were able to do, but at the end of the day, you didn't have that. It was at the moments, at the times of when they were able to realize when they need to get in there and actually pop that rampage, that they were getting such massive value out of it time and time again. But let's go ahead and talk about our schedule for the upcoming weeks that we have going on here. Headrummer, there's actually a lot of big news that we need to talk about because, well, hey, guess what? We have more Friday Night Overwatch coming back, of course, next week at the usual times that we typically see them, 9 p.m. CET, 8 p.m. EST. That is Europe and North America. And, of course, Headrummer, the big playoffs are starting to come up.
Yeah, so I also want to mention next week is the mid-season tournament as well. So the top teams from each tier, platform, region are already battling it out in a single elimination bracket. And whoever wins this will get bonus points essentially going towards the regular season record. Teams that win the mid-season tournament get an extra match win added to the record. They get second, they get 3 map points, and if they just qualify, they do get a map point. So you get a map point anyways, no matter what for qualifying. And you'll see a lot of that streamed action here on CGL 1, maybe CGL 2 as well next week. But Sam's right.
some potential Friday night Overwatch double headers we're going to be looking at.
Maybe. I don't know if Ray's voice can take that though. So we'll have to see.
Listen, it'll be fine by then. It'll be fine by then.
I don't know, man. It's getting worse. I gotta tell you.
You're
I'm-
right.
I'm-
Poor guy.
It was the C9, okay? The C9. It was worth it. It was worth it.
All right,
completely
teams you
was
hear, teams you hear that, do not C9 for the sake of Ray.
Please.
His health physically needs you.
we would like to have Ray come back on the desk next week. Just hold off on them for a little bit longer. Now, there is one more big announcement that we do need to talk about. And Billy, I want to touch on this with you because we have... This is something that's near and dear to my heart, which I think is something that I think is really important, especially in the space of esports. And for CGL, they're bringing back Kunoichi CGL. We're coming back over here. An upcoming Overwatch 2 tournaments for women and marginalized genders. Brackets for NA and EU have high and low ranks. But Billy, we cannot understate. I personally cannot understate. And I know you can't either. The importance of having something like this in the Overwatch space.
Look, I've casted Calling All Heroes, and this feeds into the Calling All Heroes cycle. So, this to me is probably the single most important initiative going on right now is to make a safe space for all gamers, however you identify. As who I am, I've been out for over 30 years now. I fought for the rights to where we're sitting at right now. From the time I was 14 years old to where I'm at now at 46 years old. I've been fighting 32 years for inclusivity. And that's why this is so important to me. So, we've got a roadmap going on. We've got April, June, August, October, December. All these will be leading into, I believe, if I read the Calling All Heroes website correctly, I believe that these will be feeding into the Calling All Heroes initiative, into their minors, into their qualifiers. So this is a chance for teams to get valuable experience leading into those Calling All Heroes events. So big ups to Kunoichi, big ups to Alex Headrammer as well. Very big in the scene there. And I mean, I could not be prouder to represent it. Let's get it going. Make sure you get your team signed up. It's not just for the top talent either. It is also for those of us in the medal ranks as well. You may even see me competing once again. I am putting myself out LFT for the Kunoichi cycle. I'm ready to come back as a tank player. I'm ready to compete again. It's time. It's time for me to come back and compete once again.
Listen to that, chat. The chef is ready to come back, and you always know that they're cooking up something very special. Chef Billy, I for one can personally say that I'm very excited to see you back out there. And I know for a fact that we are all just so excited to have more Overwatch. Something that I think we can all agree with on the desk. But that is going to be it for us tonight on Friday Night Overwatch. And to See Demons, I just want to put out an apology from all of us here on the desk. We weren't familiar with your game, and we'll be keeping an eye on that. You're holding firmly on to that number one spot. But hey, thank you all so much for watching. We did have an electric night of Overwatch, Friday Night Overwatch, firing on all cylinders. Exactly what we wanted to see. So make sure you hit that follow button because we have even more action outside of Friday Night Overwatch as well, sometimes even throughout the week, so you don't want to miss any of that. But from myself, True Tryhard Ray, Chef Billy, and Headrammer, and of course from all of our behind-the-scenes production staff for all that they do to make us look and sound as good, and of course capture the hype and in-game moments as much as they do, and to our casters, Dexatron and Geo, their hard work tonight. I want to say a big thank you and see all of you on the next broadcast.